Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 149th CAF Updates. We've got a show in store for you. I'll tell you, unlike any others that we ever had before. This could be, it could be a marathon, but we're hoping that it won't be. I don't want to go till 1 a.m. today, but we've got a lot of things on the agenda to go through today. But because of my poor scheduling ability, I forgot to schedule the sketch show that usually would have been last Monday. I did the Joe Staten interview instead. So we have moved the sketch debate to this evening. It's going to be a lot of fun. Everybody's anxiously ready to get started here because the topic of the hour is going to be humor and the humor artwork that was posted to the sketchbook in May. So I hope everybody got a chance to look over all of that art, so you probably have a good idea which pieces many of us are picking. But James will host this thing and he will fill you in on all of the selections from tonight's cohorts here. So hey, James, you're not underneath a bunk bed this evening. Where are you?
No, I am going to Dallas Fan Expo tomorrow, and
that's better.
And my friend Casey, they're here in Dallas, so I'm hanging out here. And Jill's my technical assistant today. So all glitches, all stutters, you can blame on the technical assistant today.
And if there are no stutters or glitches, then we know that there's many issues over at your abode, right?
True. If it goes flawlessly, then
it's all credit to me.
Yeah. So I will tell you, I guess this means Joe Staten is my nemesis because you bumped my show for his interview.
It is poor planning on my part, but I can tell you, I scheduled every show on my calendar for the rest of the year. So I will not forget another one. I mean, when I started it, or when you started it in January, I thought we're never going to get past May. So I scheduled them all the way up to May, and I stopped. Maybe I got preoccupied, distracted by something else, but I stopped right at the end of May.
Just know, anyone listening who wants to bring an idea to Bill, he doesn't believe in you.
James, because he's got Megacocks on his mind right now. So
yeah, I do. Boy, don't we all?
Okay. Well, one other thing too is kind of switching it up. You got voluntold to be a panelist, Bill. So you're going to have to justify your picks today.
I am ready, willing, and able to do that. And everybody is kind of wearing humorous. What is your shirt tonight, Jason? Because I see the Archie Gang, I see Moidoc. Quince. Of course. All right. Well, it may not be very funny, but I've got Joker rolling paper shirt on that from back in my college days in the late 80s. It's that vintage, everybody. It was the closest thing to humor that I could find to wear tonight.
It matches the rolled up denim. It's perfect.
It does. I think this is from the same era. All right. So how do we do this thing, James? I mean, I've always watched from afar.
Boom, look at that. So we're going to jump on, create the slideshow from the beginning. Ta-da! There we go. So one thing about today is we're going to do the abridged version because I know Bill's got tons and tons of content, but we do want to have our sketchbook winner. And as we mentioned before, all the rules are going to be the same, though. They're going to be 4 rounds. Each one of your panelists picked 4 pieces from the post. And I will tell you this, it was humor and jokes, and we had 145 entries, which kind of surprised me. I didn't think there would be that many, so I appreciate everyone participating in it. Hopefully you actually look through some of the sketchbook stuff and maybe got a laugh or two or a look of disgust for a couple of them, who knows. But we'll get the vote, and at the end, I mean, the ultimate prize is one of those Thor trophies that Bill gives out for our Best of CAF Live, and there'll be 12 entries. So that being said, here's
the trophy.
Yeah. Look at every. Does Mikhail pull up too? He got his rings.
I already voted.
So how it works, go to slido.com, or you can click the QR code as before, and we'll get started. I use the same little GIFs because they're hard to find a variety. So we're going to start out with Mikhail. So Mikhail, kind of today is talk about the piece and kind of explain why you thought it was funny. So let's go ahead and give up, explain the punchline to the audience in an awkward way. Oh, he's on mute.
Oh, this is the best I've heard him sound.
That's the funny part.
I think it's because there are no winks at all in the piece. It's executed completely straight, and that's what just makes it a straight up winner. I mean, I cannot help but laugh whenever I look at this, which is 1,000 times more than I can say for the rest of the entries in the sketchbook.
We know MODOK's got game.
There's going to be straight chalk today. You guys failed. You all failed, except Kasra and the other people I selected. You guys are winners. Everyone else
Bill,
failed.
Can we call it now? I mean, you
Yeah.
get your time back.
I mean, just look at MODOK. Look at him.
This was one of my picks. Yeah,
was
because
born
I
to be
provided
Warlord
an
of
alternate, and I called this the winner about 40 minutes ago.
Don't give up, Jeff.
Is that MODOK in college? I mean, what's up with the bowl? I never saw that MODOK.
You've obviously not read that seminal arc of MODOK when he went to Mars, became a warlord, got the girl, was happy for a moment.
I thought that was Princess Leia, though. I have to say, I didn't realize it was John Carter. I see that now, though, but I thought this was a Star Wars riff. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Hey,
demoted.
Hey, Mikhail, what's the significance of the sword?
The significance of the sword is that he attacks his enemies with it.
Oh, okay.
That's what swords are for.
All right, we got MODOK. Now, Jeff, we got the big stall.
Yes. Completely unfamiliar with this, but this is from one of the galleries that I frequently watch at CAF. You may see the little NSN watermark up in the top left corner. There's a filming of a commercial going on that is Smokey the Smoke Ring starring in the commercial, and the guy directing wants to keep it as depressing as possible. So there's a got milk joke about the background dancers right there in the middle. And then the punchline is, well, I guess we also better cancel Menthol the Snowman. And that 1-2 punch just made me chuckle.
I think you need to do a dramatic reading of the last two panels.
The last two panels. I don't know that I'm very dramatic, but hey, why not? No dancing girls, they're off point. No dancing girls. Fine. Then we'd better get rid of Menthol the Snowman. What?
Give him a hand. Give him a hand. All right. Well, Menthol the Snowman will live on in our hearts.
There you go. And, so hey, this is me now, right? It's Andy.
Nope. That is Jason.
Oh, it's Jason. Oh, son of a gun, Jason! You're the one who took my pick. Now
Bill, you're the worst at this game.
Well, shoot. Now I know. Well, we have the same taste in humor. Then I guess that's what this means. Because
same taste in X-Men, same taste in humor.
That's not fair though, because I have to say James did not tell me which piece he took out, and so I didn't. That's why
he didn't tell me either.
Bill, I got invited to the group chat 8 minutes ago, and I got a chance to look at the deck that he sent and saw what everybody's picks were and how this works. So there's no excuses here.
And we all know that Bill doesn't throw the weed away. He keeps it and rolls it in the Joker papers.
That's right.
So let me talk about my art here. So, Bill, I appreciate that you picked it also. That means this should definitely be the winner of this round. I picked this for a few reasons, actually. So, first of all, Andy Fish is a fantastic artist, big supporter of CAF. I think he's underrated. I think, what they do and how they do is amazing. But when I was picking these pieces, I tried to balance humor and art, right? Because it's an art show. So the humor is one thing, but it needed to be good art too. Once I read this, it just kind of harkened me back to, I'm 47 years old. I'm about the same age probably of most of the collectors that are watching this show or in that range. But I remember when I was a kid getting back issues of like the 60s and early 70s books and seeing some of the ads and how they made absolutely no sense to me in the world, of the 90s or what have you. And this ad about throwing away vegetables and eating more meat was like, so this could have been a real ad that was in a 60s Batman book. That combined with the art just really made me smile. And that's how we got here with the Andy Fish.
This could only be improved if Batman were holding a Hostess fruit pie.
Yeah,
You
I would-
No, a raw steak. He's be holding a raw steak in his hand.
A
he's
bat.
got his meat right there, Mikhail. Let's be realistic. We all know how Batman rolls.
Oh boy.
What sold it to me though is it says brought to you by the American Beef Council and the National Comics. At the very bottom. Probably a lot of people can't even see that, but that's what sold it for me.
Michael
I
McIsaac
think
said it. I thought it was real too. It just made me think of those ads that were in, the 60s X-Men I was reading as back issues when I was a kid.
So if you eat your vegetables, you're not a real man.
We already know that.
Gotcha. All right. Now we've got Bill.
Finally, one for me. Yeah.
We
Well,
go
I mean,
number 4 every time.
I was trying to use some of Jason's logic in that I was looking for good art as well. So a Stan Goldberg piece, obviously it caught my eye. I mean, look, Mikhail's got some Archie on his shirt tonight. I mean, they're special, and so I like the humor in this one. I mean, she says, Archie, I think you're playing too close to the net. I mean, we've all been in that position before, I think, and so. But now I know. Wait a minute. Before Marcus even says it, it's not a ball gag, and this is not a Bill Lash joke. It just dawned on me. Okay, he did it. He did. Son of a gun. He put it right in there, didn't he?
What kind of show is this, Bill?
You put a Batlash title and logo on this thing, then it's a winner for sure.
All right.
They got paddles? What are you into?
Yeah, son of a gun. Didn't even think of
And
that.
Bill led with, we've all been there.
We've all been there. All right. I guess we all have. So anyway, so that's all. I mean, I thought it was funny from the get-go. I didn't even need to read the gag. I didn't think it was that funny that it was up to the net. I just thought it was a great image for a Archie's Double Digest cover. So I had to go for it. So that's why I picked it.
All right.
Yeah.
So round 1, you should have your polling. We've got Real Men Eat Steak. We've got Poor Menthol Snowman. We've got Player MODOK getting the girl. And then we got Ball Gag Bill.
It only gets better from here, everybody.
Batman fans vote often and
as often as you can, right?
Yes. Except just one time. All right. I'll let Jason, you tell me when to call it.
Oh, how many people are in the chat? We got to make sure we let all the Batman fans get in.
We've got 64 people watching us right now. Yeah.
If you want to vote, you go to slido.com, put in the number, or on your cell phone, use your QR code, scan the QR code, and you'll jump right into the poll. I took off password protection, so anyone can enter.
All right. Let's call it, James.
All right. And it's meat.
Yes.
Meat wins. Jason, how many devices do you have on your table? Pivot your camera.
One.
Go meat.
All right, shut it down now. Things are changing. Goodbye.
You can.
It was a good one. That's why I picked it. I thought it was funnier than heck. And Andy's good artist. I thought that was a good pick.
All right, meat wins round 1. Batman, Batmeat. All right, round 2. Another MODOK. I sense a theme here, Mikhail.
Quality will rise to the top. The cream is right there, and you guys are blind for not seeing it. And you should eat it. It's yummy and delicious. It's creamy. I think there's a lot to love about this piece here. You've got the fun anagram there. You've got artistically, I thought it was so fun that he put that nice Kirby cap down on the paper, and then the perspective is really well executed. The hand holding the little MODOK there. So I thought that was a funny little gag and well executed. So for those 2 reasons, it jumped into my top 4.
Ronga would say there's nice depth to this one, Mikhail. Good pick here. I like this.
What is it? Malleable obliteration device over cartoons
with a K.
Yeah, it gets a little bit, a little bit unwoke there at the bottom with the K cartoon, but it was the times.
Explain what happens 1 minute later.
We find out that MODOK has a nougat center.
What happens when you get to MODOK's brain?
It's a nougat center.
Yeah.
I just like this answers the question of what does it look like when you flip boy knock over? Like what?
Oh no, we're not. Don't worry.
Absolutely, those unanswered questions.
Is that what I think it is?
It's just
Is that like a bird? Does birds have those?
It's his exhaust port.
All right. Next, we've got Jeff with Son of Ambush Bug number 6.
Yeah. So, Ambush Bug, known for breaking the fourth wall. In this particular page, he's kind of in limbo, but remembers he's got a pencil he swiped from the penciler last issue. So he draws a room to hang out in while he's waiting, and then falls through that fourth wall or the fifth page or the 10th dimension or whatever you want to call it. So it was a nice little gag. I liked it.
So ready for your dramatic reading?
No.
Just keep putting them on the spot.
All right. So what, the fourth wall, is that what drew you to it?
Yeah, I just thought it was a good gag. Yeah. The comic character, of course, addressing the reading audience and drawing his way out of his predicament with the penciler's own pencil. So
I got one question.
He mentions Keith there in the dialogue.
Oh.
Jeff,
so he actually calls out the pencil.
You have an Ambush Bug Fred Hembeck in your collection?
Not yet.
Not yet. Is key.
Not yet. It is on the list. So, and now I'm going after Cap and Bucky, just because.
No, I think we all are.
The gauntlet was thrown.
Man, the hype on those things, you're going to start seeing Hembeck cards show up in Comic Link and HA.
Did we get him on the show yet, Bill?
No, not yet. Trying, still trying.
Jason, you got Colt 45.
This is fantastic. Again, going back to my youth. Return of the Jedi. Lando was the coolest thing in the world. That's where I first saw Billy D. Williams, and he really did Colt 45 commercials back then, guys. So this just kind of hit all the nods. I thought the art was so much fun. I thought the words around it, and then just, the Lando at the end there just got me, and it was smooth as Billy D. That's why I picked it.
So, I saw this one, and it didn't strike me as funny at all. I just thought it was a historical documentary. So I took it very serious. I guess it was just a different perspective.
Yep.
Jason, do you collect sketch covers?
I'm sorry?
Do you collect sketch covers?
I have a few. I wouldn't say I collect them. When I have the opportunity, if I have a blank sitting around, I'll get them done. So, yeah, this is if someone was selling this one, I would probably be buying it. Yes.
All right.
Hey, Jeff, from a historical perspective, who is the person off screen saying, "Ooh, Lando"?
We all know that Carrie Fisher probably had a thing. So
it's Hodo. That's canon. That's canon.
You're correct. That's actually better call. Yeah.
Wow, you got out Star Wars.
Hey, it's that modern Marvel stuff.
When Jason said it reminded him of his youth, I thought he was talking about the Colt 45.
Well, that too, ML, but
Right. But that modern Marvel stuff, I'm 3 months behind because I read it on my unlimited app. So I've got the delay
factor kicks in. I just keep rereading it.
Jeff, I thought you just read it as you get the pages. I mean, you're up to what, 48 days straight of Star Wars pages?
No, it'll be 40 days tomorrow. So, and then I'm going to take a long nap.
All right, Bill, you went with the classic.
I did. Well, it's by Tom Richmond. We just lost Al Jaffe, so when I saw it, I appreciated the caricature of him. You got Alfred E. Newman as well, and so like Mikhail mentioned in the green room before the show, there really wasn't a lot of Mad art. I was kind of thinking we were going to see a lot of things from like Cracked and Mad and stuff like that being added to the sketchbook, and so I felt like it's a great illustration. I love the artwork on this, and because there wasn't a lot of Mad artwork, I went with this. So That's it.
I'm glad you did the slide there, James, because, when I was flipping through looking at these, I thought I just missed an episode where Walt Simonson was on the David Letterman show. I'm glad I wasn't missing out.
It does kind of look like David Letterman now, doesn't it? Son of a gun.
I thought it was David
You
Letterman.
spoiled it for me, Jeff.
Yeah, I can change it. All right. Round 2. We've got Captain America, I guess about to find MODOK's squishy nougat center. We've got Ant Bug.
Son of ambush bug.
Ambush bug?
Sure. We got Lando getting the ladies drunk. And then we've got, David Letterman and Walt Simonson.
I got it. I quit.
Without that, man,
What do you
Star
need?
Wars wins, guys. Let's get our Star Wars fans voting.
Yeah, and then which one made you chuckle, or which panelist made you laugh, or
I have to tell you, I didn't read.
Who's a
the
fan of
Ambush
erasers?
who's a
Yeah.
fan of erasers?
Bug. Very true. I didn't read the Ambush Bug piece because I never read the comics, so I didn't read the page. But I actually like that one a lot. If I had to vote for one, I would probably vote for that one.
Oh, they're teaming up, creating alliances.
Bill, if you just scan the little thing in the middle of the screen, you can vote away, buddy. I did.
You're voting right now?
Yeah.
Can you vote for your
I
own?
just voted.
You can vote for your own.
Oh, shoot.
Why
man,
wouldn't
what am
you
I waiting
vote?
for?
I'm gonna
That's
vote.
allowed. I'm sitting over here voting on my laptop.
I thought there were rules to this.
Votes over there.
I've never voted.
You should vote.
All right, I'm not gonna vote, but here we go. We are going with Ambush Bug.
There
I
you
think
go.
Ant Bug wins.
I think there's an
Ambush Bug.
anti-establishment vein in this
I'm
audience.
finally going to make it to the final round.
I think you just got disqualified.
You have to hurt not to vote for Star Wars.
I voted for Lando, but
I'll tell you,
Did
but
you?
you can see 22 people voted, 64 watching, 22 voting. Let's get some more votes in.
and I did it 3 times, just like Nick always tells me.
It's for the algorithm. Lando's coming up.
Lando's coming. Come on, one more Lando. One more Lando.
3,
And
2. All right, we're done.
Nope.
Round 3. Ambush Bug. We got Mikhail. Oh, a classic. Spy versus Spy.
Yeah,
Where's MODOK?
I was thrilled to see this in there. Oh, he's coming back. Don't worry. And I think we all know what piece is coming up. If you've looked at the sketchbook, you should know. Hey, buddy. All right, so yeah, we've got classic Spy versus Spy. Always one of my favorites growing up. You've got the Berkey sexy gray spy as well in there, and you've got a nice little gag with the nitroglycerin. Yeah, just classic. I really liked this piece. So
Yeah, rare. Is it a rare occurrence of the gray spy?
she's not that common. No, it's mostly spy versus spy, not spy versus spy versus spy.
Yeah,
now that last panel deserves a dramatic reading.
let's do it.
Got to get into.
Get the character.
Kaboom!
Nice bombs. Nice bombs. All right. Good job. You win the Emmy. Secondary prize, the CAF Emmy. All right. Well, there you go, Bill. You should give an award for the best dramatic reading
That's a good idea. Maybe
Yeah.
I will.
during CAF Live.
You could clip that one out.
Yeah.
Make it its own 3-second episode.
There's a meme right there.
There was a
Mikhail just
meme.
turned into a meme.
Use it to bring Snorik in when he does the.
Yeah.
And see. All right, Jeff. Go for it.
Abbott and Costello.
Yeah,
That's it. That's all you got to say.
that's a funny.
And I suspect that I believe Jason, you're going to be at Heroes next week, right?
Yes, I will.
Yep. So that's going to be you in the exhibit hall and me every time I walk in. and I'll just be, "Hey, Jason," just like the "Hey, Abbott."
I'm into it.
Because all I got to do is see those two guys, and all those old movies I watched with my grandfather and my father when I was a kid just come rolling back.
So at Heroes, anyone who wants to volunteer, let's try greeting Jason like that the whole weekend. Every time we see him, finger in the air.
"Hey, Jason!"
There'll be a finger in the air, James. I promise.
2 of them
Make
up.
it a double.
Yep. All right. We got Albert and Costello and Hey Jason. Somebody looks uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, the drawing made me
Burton.
feel uncomfortable, and sometimes good humor should make you feel uncomfortable, right? So I remember this. The description on this one said it was an early Eric Larson. And
This is a Jason piece.
what's
Bill's
that?
good.
Oh, son of a gun! Another one. Wait a minute. You told me one of my pieces got stolen.
Come on, Bill. Keep going. You're doing a great job, buddy.
I'm telling you,
Solid.
this is not fair. I've never.
No. So what did it? This is one of your 2 alternates, and I picked 1 alternate. Only one of your original 4 got stolen.
You did this, man. Okay. I'm gonna read the slides from now on. This is terrible. But go
On
ahead,
his own show.
Go
James,
ahead.
On his own show.
I know.
It's not my own show. This is James' show.
That's right. They're going to fast forward this when they watch it on recap.
So,
go ahead.
like Bill said, this is a great piece, right? Classic Eric Larson. It makes you a little queasy, right, when you first look at it. And, I laughed out loud when I first saw the image, and then I read the words, and it was even better. Hulk, Superman, really early Larson. This is when I like Larson best, right? When Larson takes himself too seriously, I think he loses what he's trying to affect. So this kind of art is where I like it. I thought it was a great piece. And if you're going to get a commission that's crossover, DC Marvel, this is the kind of commission you want to get. So I really like this piece, and apparently Bill did too. So that's half the panel. So you guys should vote for it.
Exactly. I don't know what this says about Jason's taste and my taste being so similar, but there you go. I would vote
I hope
for
this
it.
really was a birthday commission for someone's 50th.
Yeah, I just love Hulk's haircut.
The bowl cut.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a bowl. That's a frisbee. All
Hey,
right.
Bill, is Larson coming to Megacox yet?
I don't know. We'll find out. This one was just I have cats, so this made me laugh. A little. I don't know who Michael Kupperman is, so I apologize. But this is from Tales Designed to Thrizzle, and it's like these little moon men are on they think they're on another planet. In fact, they're in a kitty litter box, which I have to scoop at least 3 times a week because nobody else in the house will. So, there's a lot of personal angst on this one when I saw it. But I like the art style on it too. I mean, that's what actually attracted me to the piece first. I didn't get the gag until I read it, but I like the art on it. It was cool. So
Dennis Quaid finally returns in Inner Space 2.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, I loved it. So I picked it for the art, and then I enjoyed it for the humor, and then the kitty litter box sold it for me. So
Is there any?
I actually I'll be right back. It's trash day tomorrow. I have to scoop. So I won't. All right. But there you go. That's my pick. And I'm not going to say anything until somebody calls on me from now on.
Well, do you want to read one of the panels?
Good Lord, some kind of giant creature. What? No. What's going on in that cat box, Sprinkles? So there you go. That's all I'll read.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Round 3. We've got Spy versus Spy, which honestly it classes up the joint a little bit. We got Albert and Costello, and we've got
Abbott and Costello.
Albert and Tom. But go ahead, James.
We've got Hulk enjoying Superman's birthday, and Bill's cat.
Why haven't we seen Bill's cat on any of these shows yet?
Yeah.
I don't let him in the room while I'm,
Yeah, his office is detached.
And that is true. And at night we keep the cats in, so they can't be in this space.
21.
Well, you could do the evil Bond villain, you know.
Let's do the let's get to 25 voters on this one. We're at 23. 2 more.
24?
24.
Let's get at least one more voter.
Well, there's 60 people watching. Why isn't everybody doing it?
Kyle, where's my favorite California dog? Why isn't he in the picture yet?
Here he is. He's right here.
Show us a vote.
No, the dog was frankly disappointed with the lack of humorous entries into the sketchbook. So
Actually, you do kind of have an Abbott and Costello kind of pair there, Mikhail.
26.
26. Yes, there we go. That's a good number.
All right, let's see what we got.
Oh,
Yes, that's who I might have voted for.
that's got to be the upset of the night.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's the lack of Hulk gap that really, hurt that piece.
All right, spy versus spy. So who we got? We got a Jason a winner. We've got a Mikhail winner.
And a Jeff winner.
And a Jeff winner. So there you have it.
Who's
one more, Bill.
We need for Bill.
I don't know what it feels like.
Yeah.
This one's disturbing. I'm sorry, Mikhail.
Oh boy.
Go ahead and explain it. What's going on here, dude?
Oh, if you need it to be explained, you can't afford it. It's like the Moidoc of Mars. You just. We keep saying Moidoc instead of Modoc, and that just makes it funnier too.
It does.
I mean, just imagine, now what's happening.
I know Cosner's in the chat. How did this conversation commence? You'll have to tell us the next time you're on.
Yeah, I agree. We should have had Cosner on to walk us through the. But also look at Janet,
the artist.
He needs to do a flip video where he can explain each piece as he goes through the portfolio.
Where exactly did you want Wasp stuck?
If this is what Janet wants, if this was consensual, that all power to Modoc, because we all know that her other partners in the past were not so respectful. It's good to see Janet getting her moment.
Yeah, just if you've watched Boys season 3, what happens when she re-enlarges?
Okay, look, first of all, she's not sounding Moidoc. She's just giving him an exam. And secondly, she wouldn't do that. She's in control of her power.
Fair enough.
And
she is still at the cave opening. So
how do you think Modoc how did Modoc lose his torso in the first place? I think we're at an origin story here.
That's very, very good observation.
Yeah.
Yeah. His head didn't grow in size. He just lost most of his body.
Just lost most of his body.
Accident.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a very dreamy 4-poster bed back there. I mean, I don't know if anyone has really looked at the background detail at all. But
it's classy. Modoc's classy all the way.
Oh,
Why does it look like a head of a Dalek over to the side? Like, what is that?
I believe that is his suit that he has crawled out of.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah, if Grimjack decided to take on a sponsor, start advertising pancakes and cheap beer and hot dogs, you get Hungry Jack. So just flipping through, this one just made me think of Tom Mandrake and John Ostrander and made me giggle.
What universe is this in? Or is it just a random drawing?
The Grimjack universe?
Oh.
Grimjack is the main character.
That's Grimjack?
That is Grimjack, but as Hungry Jack.
Jeff, if you haven't noticed, I may say I hate everything but Marvel, but once you walk away from Marvel with James, he knows nothing.
No. I know Preacher.
To be fair to James, this is a bit of a more portly Grimjack than we see in the comic.
He would not. He might not recognize himself in the mirror with this one.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, at least he's going out with style. Beer and dogs. All right. There's it's not the MODOK theme tonight, but it got picked.
It could have been.
Could have been.
Okay.
So tell me why you picked this one, Bill.
Jason.
I don't speak until spoken to, and I know that's not mine.
I was waiting to see if Bill started talking about this one. So, first of all, Kazra, the Moidocs are fantastic. I was so happy you entered so many of them. But I also wanted to pick an X piece, right? And Storm this is fantastic, right? I just love the art. I love the joke here. Buzz is a great artist. Another one that's really kind of underrated, and the way that he put this together, it got me. It's my X piece for the night. And
What's the joke, Jason? You don't think that a MODOK could pull a Storm? I mean,
He already got a Deja Thoris.
I think there would be an ulterior motive. Yes, I do think that
the eyes say that he's got his eye on the prize.
Especially considering he's lacking a lot of anything but a head. I definitely think
follow the tangent lines, right, Mikhail?
It is that little bit of Dustin Hoffman in the eyes that I think that, caught my attention when I paused looking at this one in the sketchbook this month.
Gotcha. All right. And Mr. Bill Cox.
Oh my God, I picked this one too, Bill.
Why don't you try to sell it for me? But I did this one for Marcus. At the end of the day, everybody's always picking on Cyclops because he is the best X-Man out there. And even here in a piece of art, you had to have Iceman and Colossus and Wolverine all getting their laughs from poor old Psych. And it's just not fair. He should be treated much better than that, given the fact that he is the leader of the. Oh, for God's sakes, Marcus. There you go, right there. I'll even highlight it just for him. There you go.
I was going to say, Bill, you're our Cyclops.
Yeah, that's what I feel like tonight. Slipping on the ice.
It's not Bill Thor. It's Bill Cyclops or Cyclops.
And it did say unknown artist on this one, didn't it? I think it didn't say, but nobody wanted to take credit for it. But it probably was Marcus. He probably drew this. Now I think Marcus was the only one who commented on this piece in the person's gallery, because I remember going back to the gallery to see if the artist's name was on it, and there was one comment on the piece, and it was Marcus. And I think he actually said something about Cyclops is always getting what he deserves or something like that. But anyway, it's a joke for the channel, and here it is for all of you to enjoy.
I think we should make James do the dramatic reading on this one.
Yeah.
Slip. Aha.
That wasn't very dramatic, James.
I mean, AGD.
I think just the slip. But
yeah, there you go. Rich, it's a sight gag. Thank you, Rich. I like that. Very nice. So there you have it.
All right.
And that last piece was Tim Truman, wasn't it? It wasn't Kamolo, the one that Jeff did. Right, Jeff?
I think they both signed it, didn't they? I could be wrong. I thought it had both signatures under it.
I don't think so.
But maybe not.
I think it was just Tim Truman. But anyway.
All right.
Have at it, everyone.
Last round. We're making good time, Bill. I told you.
We are.
This thing running along. We've got Wasp and MODOK sharing their intimate moments. Grimjack eating a hot dog. Cyclops just unfortunately being bullied by the other X-Men.
Being Cyclops.
Yeah, that's so sad. And then I guess MODOK doing his thing again.
We need a MODOK in the finals, guys. And you see the two and know which one should win.
So 21, we can get to 25. This is the last vote before the championship round.
I got to get a vote in there.
Yep, 3 more. Let's get 3 more. Nick, did you vote?
But did Nick vote on his computer and on his phone?
And he has all the people working from vote too.
And while we're at it, let's just reprimand people for June in advance. Vehicles, people. Vehicles. Let's see some vehicles on the pages.
What are they putting on? I haven't even looked yet.
Oh,
I'm gonna look
things
right now.
like oh, my other 2 pages had vehicles. Here's the 3rd page without a vehicle. Or, and I'm sorry, Jordan, I'm going to pick you out on this one. The surfer surfboard ain't going to do it for me, kid.
I mean,
I need to see a vehicle.
yeah. Jump on the surfboard on a sidewalk and see how fast you go.
Exactly. Thank you. But let's not be medium biased. We might want to travel through water or through space, but a vehicle. Come on.
Thank you, Mikkel. All right, we're at 25. We're going to call it. Bill!
One for Bill.
Hey!
All right.
Good thing I voted for mine. I think that helped, right?
Big
Was it close?
win,
It is still close.
And everyone else.
A couple
behind
more
you.
votes might get cast and knock me out of there.
Oh, is that one apiece?
What? It's one each. Has this
It
ever
is one
happened?
each.
Love it.
All right. Well, I'm going to go create the final round. For the intermission, I'm just going to open up for discussion on a busy week. A lot of auctions, a lot of art, changing hands. And so, just your guys' comments, your observations, what you saw, what you won with this week's auctions.
I didn't win anything. Did any of you? I mean, Jason, you picked up something you mentioned, I think, right? But
I did not win anything, and I
you didn't?
tried.
oh,
So whoever is out there pushing this soft market narrative, not in anything I'm trying to buy. I can tell you that right now. Too many auctions, so much art. It was just crazy this week. Last night I wish I had 3 screens I could use. It was just insane.
It was everywhere.
well, you had Comic Connect on Monday, Heritage and Comic Link on Wednesday, and Anthony last night. So what do we got? Heritage coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, and Spencer last night too. James picked up something from Spencer while you were on with Anthony. While we were voting on bidding on Comic Link, it was insane last night.
So I didn't bid on any of those things or buy anything from any of those things. But I finally got 2 Hembeck cards this week after another 3 or 4 week dry spell. So there's a Legion and a Black Manta coming my way.
You got the Legion? Oh, I forgot.
did.
So
Kyle
that,
didn't buy anything or not?
that Sandman page hit 100,000. I wasn't quite sure where that was going to end up, but yeah. So that's an interesting price, deservedly. I think it warranted that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's I feel like I am part of the problem, with all the art sales stuff going on and everything. But I think everybody's trying to capitalize on the opportunities that are out there.
It's
right
a good
now.
problem to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I started
believe-
my Hembeck.
Oh, slick.
So many.
You're already
away
leaving
from
placeholders
Jack.
to build specific groups. I like it.
There's the new one.
Very nice.
So yeah, even Hembeck's putting a lot more art out there all the time, right? He's got so many fans buying stuff. Who was the person in the Hembeck group that posted that X-Men? Like it was a 9-panel, had spots for 9 pieces and was still missing one in the group. Wasn't that like this week?
My new arch enemy.
Okay.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
You can't complain anymore, Jason.
No, I won't. I can't complain. You are correct. I've been leaving them for you guys.
You can certainly complain. You just can't complain directly at me anymore because I am not a sole culprit.
You've created this mess, Wayne.
Yeah, probably.
So, Marcus, I don't have mini pillows, but I did get a surprise package in the mail today from Mr. Josh Flanders. So, looking forward to checking that out.
Very interesting. I've actually got something from Marcus that I have to open up today. You want me to do it right now while we're all on the air together?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. While James is doing
James
his,
still looks busy.
Yeah, he does. Shoot. Oh, here it is. Let's see. I've got my handy dandy Mikhail knife here that I figured out how to switch the blades around, Mikhail, after I asked you to send me new ones. So you won't have to ever send me another one again.
It's my pleasure.
I appreciate it. All right. So what on earth could be in here?
Bill, you got that X-Men Nolan piece laying around I could look at real quick?
I do. It is the priciest piece of the show on Saturday. I will tell you that. But I do have it.
Yeah. We call it the X-Men tax in our world.
All right. I never got to show this. There was a photograph that Marcus sent me, and I did forget to show this off. But I get to show it off now because Marcus kind of made like this. It was like a commercial kind of, but it is a Just for Men box. It says "Die Hard." So you can almost look at his eyebrows. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Marcus.
That was well executed, Marcus.
That one's going on the back wall somewhere. Okay, what else have we got in here? A Marvel Studios sketchbook. Is there any sketches in this? No. I guess I get to fill this one in. Thank you, Marcus. I'll take this to Heroes with me. And what do we got here? Oh, it's a Daniel Warren Johnson Extremity book right there. Interesting. Thank you. I have not read this, as you might have imagined, Marcus. So thank you for that. What else we got? I think that's it. A lot of popcorn. Wait a minute. Nope. And a pen. Wait a minute. It's a Marvel Studios pen. Even better.
Ooh.
All right. I'm glad that wasn't any DC stuff in there, Marcus. You know me too well. Thank you so much. Now, hey, can I open this other thing while James is still busy?
Yes.
Yeah, you know how I'm killing time here, everybody.
This
We're talking about auctions here.
Okay. Oh! You wanted to see that piece, didn't you? Here, let me show you. I can show the cap to Alberto again. There you go. Right there. Nice, Kevin Nolan. Where was it?
Oh my.
Yeah, it's cover 2, all new X-Men 19 from 2013. It's the oldest piece he gave me, so it's a 10-year-old cover. It's the whole team, not in their classic costumes, of course, but you get everybody in there. It's very nice. There's even a really nice Green Lantern cover in here. I mean, it's hard for me to say that, but it is very true. But yeah, I'm gonna open this because it is. Usually when I get something from somebody, they tell me they've sent me something, and I got nothing, so I don't know who it's from. And so if one of my kids bought it for me, I'm in trouble.
The suspense is killing me. Let's go into the final round. Just kidding. That's what it is.
All right, let's see. Oh boy. Well, I believe Alex is he's given me a. I mean, Berkeys are wild, aren't they? Look at this tonight.
That's fantastic.
Oops.
All we need now. I mean, now that we've got Billithor and now we've got Mr. Berkey, I can't wait to see what the Anthony and Sharon T-shirt might look like.
There you go. We've enlarged Cox.
Oh, here. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm admiring my prize here. There you go. Look at that. Oh, look, it is Anthony and Sharon in there. I didn't even realize that. And I'm on this one, too. Holy smokes. But Mike looks kind of deranged, doesn't he? Look at that.
He always does. It captures his likeness.
Bill, you're going to need to wear that at Heroes standing next to Berkey.
That's right.
Okay.
Oh.
I will. Well, look at the way his eyes are. It's scary. All right.
Normally.
Current slide. All right. Final round. All 4 of you guys are competing. And the winner will be on Best of Calf. So let's start with Jason. Jason, why was this piece instrumental to your childhood?
Got to start with the best, James, right? Batman, we all know, is the best. We all collect Batman. We love Batman. It was the best Batman piece.
That was Moon Knight.
It is Moon Knight occasionally when I'm talking about it. But he has his fans out there. No, like I said, I mean, it's just great, callback to those silly ads that were there before things changed, and love the piece. I think you guys should too.
Ambush Bug.
Yeah, so this piece helped me learn to walk, and
Perfect.
for that reason alone.
Drop the mic, Jeff. Drop the mic. Spy versus Spy. Last comments.
As funny as the thought of Jason the Batman collector is, so too is this classic homage to the comedy we all grew up with, Mad Magazine, forging the way. I think the fact that the people put it up here means that they respect that legacy, and it's a good gag, good little gag as well executed. So
we're a high class comic art audience.
That's right.
Honor stuff in life.
No butt jokes or anything like that.
And speaking of butt jokes,
yeah, the butt of everyone's jokes right there. Well, I'll be honest, guys. If Jason wins or I win, I feel like I've won either way since I picked the one that Jason had. I feel like I got 2 picks in the finals here, so I've got a 50% chance of winning. And although I am the leader of this group, I feel like I'm been treated like Cyclops for most of the show so far.
You need a
Bill always wins when I win.
That's right.
Wait, so who's Professor X?
Oh, that's my father-in-law. I don't know. I have no idea. You're right. That's a good question. I don't know. We have yet to meet them. But there you are. That's for all of you out there. I know you're fans.
Oh yeah, Bill. This might mean you. No, you can't win a hammer because you didn't draw any of this.
No.
Yep. All right, championship round. Let's get the votes in. Let's see if we can get 30. This is for all the marbles. What makes you laugh? What's your favorite panelists? Who convinced you? Who's not Bill? Make your vote count.
For those of you who were doubting my Batman love, here's my new Batman page I got in the mail this week. So I am on Team Batman, Mikhail. See?
Yes,
Was that
your one
by
page
Daryl?
makes a very convincing argument. I wanted to say I did get in my mystery sketch today from Comic Art Live from Tatiana. And I wanted to say, with Bill's blessings, when you post your sketch to CAF, please put mystery sketch in the header description, because it's really fun to then search for.
And the year.
And then you can see them by,
Nice.
In every batch, and it's really fun to kind of just get an overview of what's been done.
Agreed. That's a great idea. Everybody should do that.
So we're at 23. Can we get 2 more? Let's just get that 25 minimum to get.
Come on, Batman fans, let's go.
I voted for you, Jason.
Oh, thanks, Bill.
Because it's kind of like voting for me anyway.
One more. Who's gonna step up? Michael?
Said just like a Cyclops.
All right.
All this X-Men and Cyclops stuff is really getting on my last optic nerve.
I like Rick's comment here. Thank you for making the ice. That's
25. All right. Well, first, before we announce the winner, everyone give it up for our technical assistant of the night, Jill.
Hey, he had no technical problems whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's clearly his surroundings.
I can't argue with that. So the winner of, what was this for May?
May sketchbook.
May sketchbook. Humor. You hit the button.
Oh, me hit the button?
Yep.
Oh,
man.
Oh,
we are
last.
I am proud.
I am shocked because of the poor quality of the submissions showed that you guys don't have a sense of humor, but yet here at the end you show that you do.
Everyone, just dust your shoulders off. Dust your shoulders off.
Oh, thank you. That's been effing great.
All right. Well, Bill, less than an hour.
You did well.
Yep.
You did very well.
We'll catch you about 1 a.m.
Yeah, Bill. Let's.
Well, now I have hope that I might not go that long, but we'll see. Probably.
Hey, real quick, thanks everyone, Comic Art Live, for keep supporting the sketch theme show. And again, if you have any thoughts on how we want to change organization, other things you want to see, let us know. If you want to be a panelist, let me know and do picks for vehicles for next month. Try to have a good time. And then I'm talking with Bill. This program that we use allows us to do some other really, really cool stuff that I'm gonna try to build out some trivia shows or something like that, and just kind of see how it runs. So
he's pushing for the full hour now, guys.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. But what is our vehicles? Is the current month's theme? So everybody with vehicle art should be posting artwork to the June sketchbook. You got to have something with a vehicle in it.
Well, thank you, everyone. I just removed Jason so we can get this thing done. And
But wouldn't it
Sorry,
be
Jason.
only when it's transformed?
I don't have the 45 minutes it takes to transform this thing.
Bill,
Yes.
the mic is yours, sir.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jason. Sorry, I don't know what's up with this guy. When you give him power, he exercises no responsibility.
And Bill's gone. What?
All right. I'm dropping you guys out. Thank you, Jill, especially you, Jill. You had to put up with James and the fact that you gave him good internet for a night. That's something we haven't seen all year.
Fiber.
She
Fiber.
gave me the fiber for the night.
Yes.
Clearly, it's that upper bunk bed that's causing all the interference.
In his Wi-Fi. All right. Good night, everybody. How fun was that? Except for Jason, who I didn't even get to say goodbye to. I see him I can see you in the green room, Jason. No, I'll see. Yeah, there you go. See, I should just bring Jason back and we can BS for a while. But I broke the comic book out. So thank you. There was actually a Daniel Warren Johnson remark on the inside of there. So thank you for that, Marcus. That's awesome. That's the second one you've sent to me, man. I appreciate it. Did you get that when you went to that bookstore signing that we showed some video of a few? Gosh, that was like at the beginning of the year. So anyway, so yes, lots more stuff to go over. But I see my friend Ken Carson is in the green room. And we were just talking about mystery sketches, and Ken is going to come on, and we're going to take a look at the mystery sketches that were sent to him that he's going to be sending out. And then tomorrow night, I'll have Jiggy on and Marquet on, and we'll look at all of their mystery sketches that they've got, because I've got all the Jiggies here. It actually arrived right before dinner tonight, but I'm going to hold off and not open it until tomorrow night's show. So without further ado, let me bring the man of this hour in, Ken Carson. How you doing, Ken?
Good. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. It looks like you got a lot of work behind you to do. Art to pack. No?
No idea. No idea. I've been going. First, I was in Detroit, and then right from there to Philly, and then I'm preparing for Heroes. So yeah, it's been busy.
Yeah, you're a traveling man.
Yes, I am.
That's but that's you've asked for this lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's your calling now. So your guys had there were 4 artists, and I think they each got 4 pieces each, right, to do.
I gave some a little more, some a little less, based on their speed and things like that.
Sure.
So I didn't get Nick Varella's stuff yet. She's finishing it up. I should have it hopefully next week.
All right.
But this stuff I do have. I'm going to show some of Bill Morrison stuff first.
Well, yeah, I can't wait. Because this time around I didn't assign. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. Vampirella
for somebody.
Man.
This one was fun. How about that?
Oh, that's awesome. That's not what somebody was expecting when they asked for that. That is incredible.
But whoever asked for this one was probably expecting it, and they got it.
Oh, see, that just shows you Bill can do so many different approaches to his artwork. Look at that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, he says he's a great mimic. He can move from style to style very easily. So, little She-Hulk action.
That's again. I mean, I wish I could buy 5 or 6 of them and give them all to Bill. I'd be happy with every single one.
He was drawing live on the show that night.
Yeah, I remember that. That's all. Dang. Well, Bill knocked them all out of the park like he always does. That's amazing.
He certainly did, and I think the other artists did also. But from one Captain America, we'll go to another Captain. This is by Mr. Ron Wilson.
Sweet. That's cool. Yeah, you can always tell a Ron Wilson piece. Definitely.
This one, Bill. This is
that is, look at that. Yeah, see, that one should be mine right there. You could almost cut out the eyeballs and make a mask out of that one too. It's almost life size.
Yeah, we were actually doing that yesterday. No, that's not.
That did look like it was bigger than 9 by 12. Did he do that in like 11 by 14 or something?
Yeah, that's an 11 by 17, I believe.
Oh, well, even better. Somebody really lucked out then.
Yeah. Now Alex did his on looks like comic backing boards, but here's Alex.
Not bad. That's right. I forgot about Alex. Is this the first time Alex has participated?
Yeah. Yep. And then
that is good. Very, very appropriate. I like that.
And of course, everybody got a cap.
Everybody got a cap. Yes, it is. You got a cap, and you got a cap. No, Alberto got a cap.
So yeah, that's all of them that I have right now.
Those are great. Those came out fantastic. So so you just have a few more to come in. So will you be mailing those out? I assume they'll be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get to that tomorrow.
Sweet.
You know, I won't get into the horror story that was my weekend coming home from Philadelphia, but let's just say I'm just now catching up with sleep. It's been rough. It's been rough.
Yeah. Well, do you drive?
I drove. Yeah. You know, when I have enough guys or certain people at certain shows, I like to drive so I can bring as much stuff as I can. You know, so that they have, you know, things to sell at the table.
Right. Of course.
So so I drove to Philly. So yeah, it was stopped off halfway at Bacon's house, and then
where's he live?
He lives in Raleigh.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's about halfway, a little bit out of the way, but it's not that. And
Jeff is saying that you should show off the color Wilson pieces. Which are those something?
Color, yeah, there's some color ones. Hold on.
Is it something from a sketch night that you did with him?
No. What happened was at MegaCon this year, Bill was actually, you know, he was drawing with Copics and things like that.
Yeah.
And Ron was looking over his shoulder, and you know, he said, "I want to start doing that." And I said, "You don't work with color?" He said, "No, I never have." So he started playing around at MegaCon a little bit. So I then sent him a set of Copics and a set of Posca. Mm-hmm. So these are his first attempts at some of these color pieces. So of course there is, you know, other things.
Sweet. So these are pieces that have been claimed already that people were
these are pieces that we'll have up for sale.
Oh, okay. So he was just experimenting.
He was experimenting, yeah. Nice little cap. And
a color Thor. Look at that.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
This one. So he said he's at Heroes. He's going to have more, including full figures. Mm-hmm. And you know, who knows? He might even do some at the show, depending on how busy he is. But it's his first attempt at doing this kind of thing. So I think he did pretty good for a guy.
No, not bad at all. So Kaiser wanted to know which of your artists are going to be at Heroes.
Well, I'm going to have Ron Wilson. Obviously, I'm going to have Aranga is going to be there, and Mr. Bill Morrison.
Perfect. So not the big setup that you had there last year when you had that.
Not the big setup. No, don't have. Don't have the big lineup that we had last year, but that's okay. You know, that was almost overwhelming. You know, so.
Are you driving again?
I'm driving again. Yeah, I actually have a decent space, so I'm going to probably bring a lot of my display stuff, and we'll be bringing a lot of debut Bill Morrison art. So we're gonna have a lot of bongo covers, some Futurama stuff. Stuff.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that you got a few things in. Sweet.
Yeah. So all that stuff's going to be Hero. So it's going to have a nice representation of. If you don't mind, I can show you one cool thing that I got from Bill. If you have.
Yeah. Time. No. Let's. Yeah. I've got time.
One of the things that Bill gave me. He had the pencils to Bongo used to do. They did backstories on the backside of the comics. Mm-hmm. So Bill wrote and penciled and did everything for one of the backstories of the McBain backstory. And in the McBain backstory, it's actually kind of cool because it takes place like in Vegas. So he Simpsonized a lot of celebrities that had never been Simpsonized before. So when I was at Bill's one time, a few months ago, I found the pencils for it. It's like an 8-page story, no big deal. I found the pencils. Well, Bill was able to obtain the inks, the color guides, in which he did himself, hand colored,
Mm-hmm.
and also the printing plates for the cover. So I have it all in a nice little binder here. I'll be bringing to Heroes. So as you can see, we have the pencils and the inks.
Okay,
That's
cool.
the cover. So the first page was the prelim. So this is the pencils and inks of every page. And then, like I said, if you go to the back, you have Bill's color guides, which he hand did for every panel, every page. And then this is the printer's copy.
Well, when they sent back the stuff, they sent them back a lot of stuff, didn't they?
Also comes with all the plates. These are all the color plates that they use to print. So there's all the color plates. So it's really kind of holding the entire production of a comic book in your hand. Pencils, inks, color guides, and even the printing stuff. So it's pretty neat.
Like Rick just said, talk about a complete story.
Yeah. So we'll have this at Heroes.
Any what other things are you going to be debuting at Heroes?
I don't know that I'll be debuting anything else.
No.
Rongo will be there remarking. He has a new remark for the 300 books.
Okay.
We'll be doing it Heroes, so that'll be kind of a debut. Yeah, I guess between that and Ron Wilson color stuff and Bill's art, everyone's debuting a little bit of something, right?
Now, I have to tell you, I did put your logo on the OAX website today. I think today. Just figuring, I know we're going to be doing something together, and so we haven't worked out all the details yet, but there will be artists from 4C at OAX, sure. Everybody. So yes, I was like, I'm putting them up there because if we start talking about it, we got to have your name on there. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
definitely gonna have artists there, and who knows what else we'll scheme up between now and then.
And you've got the easiest drive of all, since you're like probably 20 minutes from the hotel.
I'll be ground zero.
Party at Ken's house after OAX. Everybody was thinking that they were going to come to my place and trash it. No, we're going to just head on over to Ken's house. It's a short Uber over there.
Sure.
You have a pool?
I do.
See, and Ken's got a pool. I don't have a pool.
Yeah, pool, barbecue. We'll get a.
All right, I won't give out your address.
Or something like that.
Oh man! So you got any shows planned? Any Wheel of Deals, anything like that before Heroes?
Yeah, before Heroes, we're doing a special Wheel of Deals. I actually have the all the available pages for Doug Mankey's Green Hell that he did, issue 1.
Mm-hmm.
They're all done on big. It's a 17 by 22 board, so they're all twice ups. So they're humongous pieces. So we're going to do a Wheel of Deal on Tuesday, and special Wheel of Deals. We're calling it Wheel of Deals Double Down. So we're going to eliminate the no discount tile and add another 50% tile in. So you have a twice as or bigger shot of getting that 50% off one of the pages.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Because it's fun.
It's fun. I don't think Anthony's going to want to participate in that show.
Anthony wanted me to put a tile on there that they had to pay over the amount that it was agreed to.
Of course he did.
I said, exactly how does that work?
Right. Yeah.
Nobody's pay more than what they actually agreed to pay.
Right. Yeah. Well, in Anthony's world, that's okay.
Yeah.
If you're watching Anthony, we know it's okay.
Yeah. He was convinced it was a winner. So.
Well, he figures why should he be the only one penalized for this game?
In a way, he's not wrong, but in this case, he was.
Yeah. But that's cool. I'm looking forward to Heroes. Obviously, you're going to be there. You're going to be able to make it to the kickoff party on Thursday.
Yeah. We were talking about that. Bacon and I were talking about that. I'm sure we'll probably carpool because I think Bacon, Annika, and I are all staying in the same Airbnb. Jeff will be with us, so I'm sure we'll roll up the whole 4C crew. We'll try to drag Morrison out there. Maybe Ron.
Didn't Bill make it out there last year with you?
Yeah.
I feel like he was in the bar. I don't think I talked to him, but I remember seeing him.
Yeah. Ron might come too. Ron's been getting a little more social. So maybe
Cool.
we can drag Mr. Ron Wilson out there.
Well, that'll be great. The more people there, the merrier. They remember how they had that like a DJ or a band inside last year. Well, they won't this year, so we'll be able to hear ourselves talk this time. Once the band, so there will be no heavy music inside the bar. It'll all be outside, like where George was playing and stuff. So yeah, that'll be a good time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Ken, those pieces look great. I thank you for doing those. This is the third time you've done this with me, and I appreciate the fact that Bill and Alex and Ron, and I forget now who was the fourth person because we didn't see their art.
Nick Varela.
Oh, Nick Varela, that's right. But those are going to come out great.
Yeah.
So it's awesome that we still get the participation, continued, and we sold more this time than we ever did before. So that was a positive.
Yeah, it was excellent.
Yeah. I feel like you when I'm doing sketch shows with the mystery sketches because you're always selling sketches, and mystery sketch is like right up your alley.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, and it's always good for the guys that have something to, because I try to, I kind of help. I help them along with which characters they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I try to make sure that
So you do like a draft, then Jiggy did a draft.
Yeah, this way they're kind of drawing something that they want to sink their teeth into.
Right.
So it makes it a little better for them that way. I think you get better art when you give the artist something they want to draw.
Oh, of course. That is very true. Number one Marvel fan wants to know if we're going to be wearing name tags at the kickoff party. No, we will not. No name tags for anybody. You just have to go out and introduce yourself to anybody you think you might know. And, you've got a 50% chance of someone being an art collector because I think at the last party, there was at least 60 or 70% of the people there were from CAF or the channel. So, chances are you're going to run into somebody. Just say, what's your YouTube name? So you'll see. You'll probably bump into. I can't say who's going to be there. You never know. But most people, Jason needs a name tag. Yeah, we know what you look like, Jason. Nick Barucci will not be there though. That's unfortunate. But Nick will be at OAX though when we have that show. I can promise everybody that. He's already told me he's going to be there, and Ken Hazer is going to come out. So that's going to be awesome.
Excellent.
But all right, Ken. Well, I guess we'll see you in a week. We'll all be tipping a beer back or something at the festivity. So I'm looking forward to that. And what day was the double down?
Tuesday, 7 p.m.
Tuesday at 7 p.m. All right, everybody. So if you're not subscribed to the 4C Comics YouTube channel, just right up there in the search. You're all on YouTube anyway. Just type in 4C Comics. You'll find Ken and Jeff's channel, and go to the main page and hit the subscribe button, and then even click the bell. That way you get notifications whenever they go online too, just like you do for me. So do it for him as well. And I don't know where we're at. Where are you at with your number of subscribers?
Last time I checked, it was a little over 500.
Well, we need to get that up to 600, everyone. So anybody watching, head over to 4C, click the subscribe, and turn on notifications. All right, Ken. Well, thanks, fun as always, but I've got a jet because I've got a whole laundry list of things to go through tonight. But I appreciate it, man. And
thanks, buddy. I'll see you next week.
You got it. I will see you again soon.
Take care.
You too. All right. So, I can tell you what came in the mail. We printed up some OAX cards. We thought about doing like business cards, and then we decided to make basically these are like shot glass coasters. They're thick and they're square, and it's got the date on it and the logo and some information on it. So Kazra and I will be walking around handing those out when we're at the show next weekend at Heroes. Just wear a diaper and everyone will want a selfie. That is very true, Marcus. Anybody wearing a diaper, people want to do that. Mega Cox, yes. That OAX. You just keep superimposing those two show names, Jason. Remember, I don't want to get sued by MegaCon. They are, they're probably pretty touchy about that logo. So yes, I got that. So I showed the OAX thing. I can go over just a couple, minor things with OAX. I've got the share screen here, and why don't I minimize myself a bit here so it's not so crazy? How can I do that? No, I got to switch it. Doggone it. I hate when it does that. Well, remove that, switch it over to there. There we go. So on the website, haven't really changed too much, but I did add in a couple other guests. We put George Pratt on there. He was our guest on Tuesday. I have listed Mr. Dan Jurgens, and we are going to be having him in August, just on an interview. But he has agreed to go to OAX. I talked with him last week. He's very excited. He's like, we always needed one of these in around here, and he's been waiting for somebody to do one. So he is very, very excited to have an art-centric comic show in the States. So yeah, you got that right, Marcus. I see. Show the logo I sent you. Jason sent me a logo. He must have sent me that in. Where'd you send it via? You guys, no, I'm not going to scream that. But see, I did put 4C Comics in the guest list already, or the exhibitor list, along with Anthony Will's going and setting up Comic Connect, Comic Link, got Superpowers. Hakes is coming. They let me know. Heritage, they told me they were 95% coming, so I figure 95% works. I talked to Dave over at Jade Giant today. He's picked up a booth. Next, Jiggy is coming, and he's going to be bringing probably 4 or 5 artists with him. So he let me know that today. Glenn from Panel Page is going to be there. Bermuda Man's going to be there, of course. And I spoke with Scott Eater earlier in the week, and he is going to be there as well. So look at that. We already got 13 exhibitors at the show, and we've announced what? I guess if I count Andy and Veronica as 2, we've got 12 announced guests. He's just sent it again. Where are you sending it? In my email? Where are they going in at, Jason? Yes, Jiggy for the win. So Jiggy's very excited to come out. He told me he was looking into flights right away. Tomorrow I'll be sending out an email, but remind everybody, if you're a comic art collector, and I think all of you are, we are going to have a collector's alley during the show, and we're only going to offer up 8 booth spaces, and we'll see if we've got any takers for those. But Comic Art Live, as our virtual show on CAF, is made up by and large of collectors, so we wanted to be able to have give you the opportunity to have your own spot on the show floor at OAX. Dave is asking, is Albert going to come and set up at OAX? Albert is he's undecided, believe it or not, because there's like a show in Europe he likes to go to, and his wife likes to go there, and so he's like, I don't know, but I don't know, once he sees everybody who's going here, how could Albert not come to our show? But I can't force him to do it, and if his wife prefers to go to France in January, then that's what they'll end up doing. But I haven't talked to Albert. I talked to him about it 3 weeks ago, and he hasn't gotten back to me. So we'll see. But did I ask him? Absolutely. I asked him early on, and he's on the fence. But outside of that, I don't think I added anything else on here. We've still got the early bird prices on the tickets. I can tell you that we're over a third sold out of the VIP spots. So for those of you who were thinking you could probably wait until late in July, I think that it's probably not going to be the case. So if you do want to hang out and be a part of the reception on Friday night, where it's an exhibitor party and it's a CAF anniversary party. CAF turns 21. You can finally drink. So and speaking of drinking, at the reception, it is a open bar. So it's we'll have some dinner for you and an open bar, and all the exhibitors will be there. And as I hope we sell all 150 VIP tickets. Again, I'm pretty confident we will, since we've sold more than 50 so far. And I think we're closing in on 100 ticket sales for the moment. And right now we want to limit everything at 500. The hotel is very pleased. They did have a few snafus, which I'll talk about really briefly, but they've even suggested that if we needed more space, they were willing to give it to us without any extra charge, because I think that they thought that we weren't going to be able to bring a crowd to the hotel. And as it turns out, we're doing rather well in a week. They've sold out of more than half of the rooms that we had allotted for the show. And so they're like, we can give you more rooms. We'll give you more dates. There was a snafu early on where people couldn't get the 3 days prior and the 3 days after. I think we've worked that out. We're going to, by and large. But one thing I did want to show everybody, that when you click over to the reserve your hotel room, it's this is like, I think I've got bad site design on CAF and a few other places on things I've done. Well, Hilton, for the mega corporation that they are, they don't make it easy for you to muck around with your stay, or they don't make it obvious in a lot of ways. But when we drop you over on this page, and I had to modify the code to make it do this, we're giving you the option initially to have a Friday through Sunday stay, like I think a lot of people will be doing, since that's when the show is. However, if you want to extend your stay past that, right up here at the top, you have to click the Edit Stay option. Then you have to go ahead and click on one of the dates here. And then from here, you have to go, like, say I want to come in on Thursday, and I'm going to stay all the way through Wednesday because I'm going to the parks. Now, I would think that I should be clicking the shop by price, because that button's right there. But that button really is about this flexible travel date. So the thing is, just pick your beginning and end date and click off the screen, and then click update. And voila, now it will show you the full 6-night option. It's clunky like that. You'd think we would be presented with a calendar first. So you just pick the date range, boom, you're done. Doesn't work like that. So no, there are no water beds, Mr. Red Jack. That is not an option. That is not an option. And look at that. If you pick this, you don't get the king option. That's interesting. I guess we're sold out of king size beds if you're going that far through. A note for the hotel tomorrow, Kazra, because Kazra and I are stopping by the hotel tomorrow morning to do some measurements in the hall and talk to them about a few other things. But I'm sure we'll get a report on the room sales and stuff, and see what we might need to if we might need to add in some extra rooms here or there. Tim Guerrero, who will be doing the art picks, has said that he's thinking of going, and you should, Tim. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great time. Guarantee it. I absolutely, positively guarantee that the show will be great. But outside of that, I think I've got everything else we've talked about before. The thing with the hotel reservations, they don't charge a credit card. They take a credit card when you do it, just so they can hold the room. But you don't get charged until you stay. You can cancel your stay up to 72 hours before the show. So if something comes up, you can cancel it. They won't charge you anything. I think if you cancel within the 72-hour window, they might charge you for one night. But other than that, you're golden. And then, as far as like everything else, like I mentioned, we should be sold out of the VIP tickets before the end of July. So if you want to be part of the party on Friday, and you don't have to, but if you do, you probably should consider, picking up your VIPs, in the next 4 or 5 weeks. That's what I would say, because we have limited space. We've got this beautiful courtyard. Did I have a picture of it? There's a tiny picture of it on here somewhere. Right here, look at that, with a little fire pit and everything. That is where the reception is going to be in the evening. So it should look just like that. We hope, as long as the weather's good. They'll bring out all the food stations and the bars. So I think there'll be a couple bars in the space, and we'll have that for 3 hours, hanging out and having a good time. Would newbies be a fish out of water, says Jason? No, not at all. I don't think so. I mean, I think we're all a very welcoming group. We're like the party we were just talking about. The thing is that OAX, whoever you run into is going to be a art collector. So no, there's no such thing as newbie exclusion from these things. Does VIP get early entry? Matt Moore wants to know. No, everybody gets into the hall at the same time at the show. I mean, if we were going to do that, that would have to be like a super VIP access. But no, everybody gets in the hall Saturday and Sunday at 10 o'clock. Then the halls are open from 10 to 5. So it's definitely fair for everybody. And VIP is strictly for the reception on Friday. Gives you that access to kind of hang out, get fed, and and honestly, we've talked about it. It's the cost from a weekend ticket to a VIP ticket. All that money literally is going to cover the cost of the event and each person's meal and open bar price. So it's not a profit center in any way. We're having it for fun. It's a great, like I mentioned, I've told Sharon she's got to make a cake for the event, one that nobody can eat. But she's going to do that for Cass' birthday party, and then it'll just be fun. I'm actually going to even invite my mom to see if she'd like to come out, because she's never got to see me in action in any way. And I thought that if she can make the trip down from Ohio, she would probably enjoy getting to see all of you having a good time hanging out with each other and all that. Is there open mocktails? Ian wants to know. I have no idea. You never know. Are Pokemon Go stops and gyms at that location? Marcus, more than likely there are. And and Kazra says, because he knows he's been handling most of this, there should be 6 bars at the reception. I think that's true. Didn't they want like one bartender per 50 people, something like that? It was like that. Mini golf, CJ wants to know. Well, on Monday, we've kind of talked about it. I'm actually going to be going to Universal on Monday after the show, and encouraging all of the attendees who want to stay to go to Universal as well. I'm going to try to work it out with Adam Kubert, that he'll be over at Islands of Adventure for an hour or two, because of course he did all the artwork for the facades in Islands of Adventure, and I mentioned it to him when he was here with the art sale, and he said he would most likely do it. And there is a miniature golf course there too, so anybody who felt like they might want to play me in miniature golf, and I'll lose, but maybe we can do that too. Bill Morrison also did a lot of art in the Simpsons area on the other side of the park. So maybe if Bill's there, and I do hope he will be, then maybe we can do something with Bill, towards dinner time. Do something early, like lunchtime with Adam on one side, and something around dinner time with Bill Morrison on the other side. It'll be fun. So I should be doing shots of straight Coca-Cola. That's Stephen Yarish. I should. And speaking of, I will do one right now. So that's where we're at. Have I forgot anything, Kazra? If I have, we can always talk about it later. But yeah, I'll tell you, there's just a lot of things going on. It was been very interesting, and kind of flattering. The number of people who've reached out to me about wanting to be involved in it. The only disappointing one was we actually got written up by Bleeding Cool, and they didn't ask me a single question. They just wrote whatever they wanted. I mean, it's nice. Any press is good press, but all they did, like every paragraph they wrote about us, they compared us to, the other art show, which is, I guess, when your point of reference is like that, and they can't think outside of the box and just, think about asking some questions. It would have been nice, but maybe if they write another article about it, they'll hit me up and I can talk to them more. But anyway, so I had that. I got approached by a couple other artists as well, asking about the show. And as you can see, I mean, I only had 4 exhibitors listed last week, and now we've got 13 on there. So, and again, a lot of other inquiries as well. So I think easily we're going to have at least 25 art reps and dealers and auction houses at the show, which shouldn't be too hard. Welcome to Bleeding Cool, Bill, says Kevin Sharp. Hey, I mean, the thing is, you figure, I don't think Comic Art Fans has probably ever been mentioned on Bleeding Cool, but I do OAX, and I get, we get press. I know, Colin. I get you. That would take some actual work. I know. I mean, it was like a rehash of another article, but whatever. Like Jimmy Palmiotti told me, he's like, Bill, doesn't matter. Anything written up is good. So because I didn't even know it happened, and I got a text from Adam Kubert saying, "Hey, look, you got written up." So hey, it's everybody reads Bleeding Cool in the industry, so that's a positive thing. At least people know about it. But I do think that helped though, because it did bring in a lot of inquiries. So it makes it a little bit easier for us. So I don't have to send out inquiries. I think we'll probably be we're going to fill the room pretty easily. All right, scratch OAX off of here. Now I'm going to start off. I've got a video clip here from Tyler T. Tyler went to the Billy Ireland Museum in late May, and I actually forget which exhibit it was that he was seeing when he was there. I think he was there for other reasons. I think there was a couple concerts in downtown Columbus at the time, maybe. But as everybody knows, we went to the Billy Ireland Museum last August and had a great turnout for that. I think about 50 OA collectors were there, and it was a lot of fun. And but the weird thing with the museum is they're only open Monday through Friday. So when you're traveling or vacationing, it's kind of stinks because it's usually a weekend, and the museum is not open on the weekend. So you have to kind of go out of your way to visit the Billy Ireland, but it is well worth it. And when Tyler went there was a what's called Facing Feelings: The Art of Raina Teljamir. Now, I don't recognize her name, but what is it? I know she's done a ton of books, and I'm trying to look through the write-up that they gave her, and you'd think that I would see some of the stuff that she's written here. I can't find. Babysitter's Club, of course, I've seen that with the girls, and several other titles. But so this video, what you're going to see is when you go to the Billy Island, they have they actually have 3 main exhibition areas. And when you first go into the museum, they have some of the Bill Watterson pieces. They always kind of cycle this one section of hallway out with the Bill Wattersons, and then they have another small room with a variety of artwork, and then 2 main spaces that they use for the main exhibit. So what you're going to see here from Tyler is him pretty much walking into the exhibit hall. It's all photographs, no video, but but again, I'm telling you, if you're ever going through Columbus and it's Monday through Friday, you've got to stop by. It is a treasure for all of us original art collectors, no matter what they're showing. It's great to have something like this in the U.S. So without further ado, let me find my Billy Iron Museum. Here we go. A nice day for a Jeff wedding. I like that. So thank you, Tyler, for pulling all that together. As you can see, there's so much to see there that it's definitely worth the trip. And I saw Nick yell, Miller Daredevil. Yeah, and those Miller Daredevils, literally, there's these like slide out frames that they have in the tucked into a wall, so you don't even know there's Miller Daredevil in the room until you actually start exploring the space. So it's definitely a good time, and like Tyler says, it is a wonderful place. You got to go see it. So I got 2 more video clips I've got here for everybody. And I am going to go ahead and play the page I love. We did this last week. Kevin helped me introduce the segment where Kevin asks an artist, writer, comic creator to talk about a page that either they own or, in more cases than not, probably is just instrumental to them in some way. We had the Dan Jurgens piece cover last week that he talked about, and this week it's Nick Patera. Now, Nick Patera's audio was a little funky. I had to tweak it and work it, and I think I got it to where it's a decent audible level and everything. If it's not perfect, I'll definitely tweak it a little bit more to make it better before I post it as a standalone. But yeah, so we've got a Nick Patera piece to talk about, and you can imagine, I could give you like 2 guesses on what artist, Nick's going to talk about, and both of the answers are Frank Whiteley. So there you have it. He knew that was what it was going to be. So here we're going to hear from Nick Patera, thanks to Kevin Sharp. And again, thank you, Kevin. He's got many of these in the can, and I've just got to pull them together and present them to you each week. So here we go. Let's take a look and listen to Mr. Nick Patera.
Hi, this is Kevin Sharp. I'm here with writer-artist Nick Patera of Axe Wielder John to discuss a page from The Authority.
Hey, Kevin, thanks for having me on, and I'm happy to yap with you about this page. So, issue 14, page 11 of The Authority. In this page, it's kind of the quintessential moment that hooked me into comics. For me, it's got the art, but even bigger for me is the nostalgia. And before I get to the page, I'll tell you how I came upon The Authority. I was 17 years old, and I wasn't drawing at the time. I had enough credits to graduate high school, so I stopped going to class, and I got moved into some lower-level classes. In that class, I met a guy, and when I got moved down, I was going to Kubert School. And for the first time, I realized you could possibly draw for a career. Up to that point, I wasn't drawing. I was playing football and had a Camaro and a bunch of other stuff, And so this guy, his name's Isaac. He's my best friend today. He takes me to the comic book shop. He's drawing. I get interested in it. He loves the Kubert boys, Adam and Andy. And when I looked at their work, when I went to go read a comic book for the first time, other being enthralled that my friend Isaac could draw out of his head and thought that was amazing, I would see these like gradually parallel separating lines, cross-hatching. And I would see a lot of romanticized art in that Jim Lee way, where Jim Lee, when Batman's mad, it'll be that Captain Morgan pose. He puts his leg up and it looks beautiful and he'll be mad, but it looked so perfect. It didn't feel like things were happening. I wasn't absorbing the sequential story. So he takes me to the shop and he shows me the stuff he likes, and I come across The Authority. And The Authority had all this. The Authority at the time was this hyper-violent book, and I was 17, and I didn't know superheroes could kill people, and I didn't know that. I didn't even know what this art style was. This Mobius, Jeff Guerrero, Frank Whiteley is the artist on this, and something about the lumpiness felt so honest. The movements felt so honest, and when I saw the content of the book, I was like, superheroes can kill each other. Batman and Superman are gay. Like, what is this? This is incredible. And I know that an experienced reader will just see a derivative of other, dystopian superhero stuff. But for me, it was like, this is it. I didn't know comic books could do this. So at the time, The Authority was getting hot. And so the back issues were kind of hot. And I had found one cover that I liked. It was Jack Hawksmoor. And it was like all Authority was dead. And I picked it up and I didn't know what was going on. So I was like, I'm going to go look up the rest of it. And I I went and hunted them down, going to comic shops all over Houston. And I had the first time I had to hunt too, I need to get this thing. And I would pick one up and I would find it for sticker price, but I would look at the Wizard and they were winning awards and it was $30, whatever that means, printed numbers. And so this particular page like says everything. It's like the culmination of the characters, of the violence, of my love of this hooked me to be an artist and want to draw. And in this particular page, panel 1, Titan, he's had his legs blown off, which is awesome already. The authorities show up. And I was so new to comics at the time, I didn't realize that this was the JLA versus, which made it even cooler like 6 months later when I figured it out. This is the JLA versus the Avengers, but done like super. So I was like, I read in a review later. I was like, what? Like, that's Giant Man. This is this guy. I had no idea. Clearly it's Iron Man and Captain America. So anyway, this particular one it just says it all about the authority, right? Can you smell alcohol off these clowns? What kind of super people show up for a fight stinking of booze? And then boom, Titan's head explodes. And then Apollo, the dangerous kind. And man, that says it all. That had me hooked. It's a page I'm still looking for to this day. Sadly, I don't own the original art to it. I've never seen the original art or heard where it is. It's got the whole team. Apollo out of nowhere blows to the guy's head. Drawing wise, especially in these issues with Titan, quietly just can show space and volume so well. And Titan was so big and just towering over the city when he was walking. He reached up and grabbed the plane and brought it down. And then I think they got the baby Jenny Quantum at the time. And she sparks up and blows his legs off. That's why his legs are missing there. But you can see, like, the Doctor is just melting somebody in panel 1, You can see Midnighter grabbing that arrow that's being shot at him. It's just super cool. Even that guy with the gun that's shooting up at Swift is just super awesome. And then for him to fly through his head is just like, superheroes kill people? What? Like, what? Like, this is insane. And like, you can see like the way he's rocked back where his head's like flop, and his legs are coming off the ground. That type of motion from quietly, that type of panel to panel movement and character work, that makes me want to turn the page, right? Whereas the Jim Lee looks perfect, looks awesome, looks great on the t-shirt. That felt like there was a disconnect for me when I was first reading. But when I read this, I was like, how do you not turn the page? I want to see the next thing, And it was just, it delivered for me in such a big way. So it's got nostalgia. It's got my art hero, why I draw a lot like Quietly in a very Kmart way, very knockoff way, dollar store way. But it's also comics that you can read. I would say read on the toilet, right? Like I can hand this to anyone, and I don't need like I love Grant Morrison when he collaborates with Quietly, but you got to have Wikipedia open half the time to get his genius. Like with Kirkman or Mark Millar, whatever you want to call him, those books you can just read like an action movie, and I love action movies. So this had everything for me. It had me hooked instantly, and I can't say enough about it. That run. And I know in retrospect, yeah, Watchmen came 20 years before. I don't care, man. This was my thing.
Great, thanks, Nick.
Thank you, Nick. And thank you, Kevin, for another one of those. Those are fun. I got to come up with like a little intro and outro for those, I think. I'll give it some thought. I'll do something for next week. I don't know which of the sets that I've been given by Kevin is my next one. So, Kevin, I'll expect an email from you sometime tonight so you can let me know which one we're going to do next. But yeah, no, Nick, we had Nick on as for an interview. Gosh, it must have been a year ago. But Nick's awesome. He's an art collector. And there may be some OAX announcements in the near future about Mr. Nick Patera too. You never know. But yeah, love it. Love his stuff. And Axe Wielder is one of, I haven't gotten it yet. He's going to be sending me one of those at some point. I think there's some second set run that's coming out. Then he's going to be passing one along to me, which is great. So one other video. I've got another video. But why don't we, before I even do the last one, why don't I go ahead and I'll remind you of two things. One thing we've already talked about, of course, is the Heroes Convention, which is next weekend. But before the weekend, on Thursday night, 1 week from tonight, there will be no CAF update. There will not be 150th CAF update next week, ladies and gentlemen. It will be delayed until the weekend after Heroes. So because at Heroes, we're going to be doing the kickoff party, as you can see from right here, on June 15th, 1 week from today. Starts at 5, goes to 1. I think I'm going to be getting there around 7-ish. And, so that, that's, the party can start before I get there. Please don't delay, because I know they have food trucks that come out that you can buy dinner from. And I remember, I think when I got there last time, they were just about sold out and leaving. So you kind of, if you plan on eating there, you definitely want to try to get there by 6, I would say. But I think, the party will probably last as late as it can be for us middle-aged men and women, but it'll be a good time. At least, we were last year. It was a blast. It was the best thing I think we had done in person in a long time. It was the first thing I think many of us did after COVID, and it was just a fantastic event. I think more than, by my count, there were at least 250 CAF members. Not just at this party. There was probably 100 CAF members at that party, but throughout the weekend, there are so many art collectors that go to that show. It's 10 tons of fun. And other than OAX, I think this is the place to go if you want to hook up with other art collectors, because Heroes has been doing it for years, and they have the biggest artist alley of anybody. I mean, you can almost say that even of New York, probably, but maybe not. New York might give them a little run for their money, but for a show their size, nothing compares to Heroes. So I look forward to seeing everybody next week. I will be there through Sunday morning, getting in on Thursday afternoon. So if you see me, like I said in my write-up today, just shout my name, but don't say Megacox. Just yell Bill or something. All right, that's what I'd like. So just enough to annoy the people around you. Then again, haven't really changed or added too much to the schedule of events. I've got the Kevin Nolan art sale on Saturday coming up at 2. Jeff Mart Arts is going to be on with me on Monday evening. I don't know which artists are going to be with me. I think 2 or 3 will be there. They'll have pre-done pieces and probably take a few commissions during the show. And they will be at Heroes as well, so that you'll see them on the channel, and then you'll get to see them at Heroes if you're going to. Then what did I add in there? I added one. There it is, Matt Wagner. Matt Wagner will be with me on the 17th of July. So right before San Diego. I think that's right before San Diego. And he is going to, I'm trying to think what art, I think there's, well, I don't want to say, but I could say, I think there's going to be some interesting, never before seen Grendel art that we will be debuting for sale during that show. I was, he's had a few things that he's been wanting to sell, and I got a call, and so we worked him into the schedule. Now, Mike Berkey, his, I still have it listed as a pre-San Diego event. It's actually going to be a post-San Diego event. We moved that to the 31st of July. Something came up. He's not going to be able to do anything before San Diego Comic-Con. So it'll be a post-show where if you didn't go to San Diego, then you'll get to see all those expensive pieces of art that didn't sell while it was there. If you remember last year, I think he brought, what did he bring to the show? $3 million in art, or maybe it was $2 million in art. I can't remember, but it'll be a good time, regardless of what he brings after San Diego. But it'll be the leftovers basically for all of us. Then did I move anything else around? No. But then there you see, I got that Dan Jurgens interview on the 15th of August. I thought about waiting until August to announce Dan, but I figured, Dan's got a lot of fans out there, and if I just thought announcing him early, prior to the early bird stuff, pricing on the tickets running out, was a wise idea. So I asked Dan if that was okay, and he said sure. So we've done that. I think we'll have a few more announcements in the next few days as well for a couple other artists, but we'll see. I've got a mailing to write about OAX to send out tomorrow. So other than that, before we get to the CAF update, as you know, we've basically created a whole new segment for the show, which is Bob Layton traveling the world, traveling the globe, and doing different things. Now, I don't have Bob live like we did last week. He is not waking up at 4 a.m. to do a segment with us. We talked after the show and we decided that him waking up every single week was not going to be conducive to a good show. So Khosrow and he kind of did a little interview while he was out and about on location, actually, for a special event that was being hosted for him in Lyon, France. And so that's what you're going to see here. This is it's a Where in the World is Bob Layton, and I did make an intro for this one, as a matter of fact. So it's about 8 or 9 minutes, but it's fun. I mean, Bob's very entertaining. He could do his own channel and his own show, or guess which sleep mask Bob is wearing tonight. Exactly. We don't want to do that. So here you have it. I think this was actually shot today as well. All of it, I believe. So here you go. This is Where in the World is Bob Layton?
All right, we're setting up. We just got to the theater. Check this out. Here we go. How about that? I'm actually guitar bowling tonight. How about that? Anyway, this is the theater that we're going to have the Civil War showing in. So on with the show. Okay, this ought to make you crazy. Look at this. Yeah, that's me. Anyway, we're getting ready to let everyone in, so let the festivities will begin here. I'm not sure what the schedule is. Let me ask around. Viz, did they tell you what we're doing?
Yeah, is that is that
It's you, yeah. Very handsome man. Okay.
There he is.
Hey, listen, how you like this backdrop?
I love it. It's better than mine.
We're in the theater. Let me turn around. Let me show you where we're at. We're inside the theater with the cushy chairs.
Just before the event.
People up here waiting. We're in just almost in time for the show to begin in a few minutes or whatever.
So
I'll be
today's Civil War with you.
It was Civil War pour moi. Right here. You should see there's giant billboards of me outside. It's crazy. I'm gonna send you pictures, that you could use.
Of your face?
Yeah, with my face on it. It's the poster that Jason made for that he made for the Bob Layton Day thing.
Yeah.
And David took it. Let me introduce my host. Monsieur Castro, this is David Barnier, my host here.
Hello. Enchanté.
How's your French? How's your French? How's your French?
C'est malade.
Terrible. Obviously, he didn't laugh.
It's 20 years out of production, so yeah, it's no good.
Well, mine's 50, so there you go.
Oh wow.
But speak input. But thank God for Google Translate. That's all I can say. But David's done a tremendous job. We have the Comic-Con coming up this weekend here in Lyon as well.
Right.
So this is fantastic. Hey, Viz, come here, man. He's been acting as my translator. Now he does.
Hi.
You are the hero then. You're the hero. Thank you.
I saw you on the CAF broadcast last week.
Yeah, he's a fan. He's a fan. So it's like he watched the show last week.
Thank you for watching it. Yeah, there's a lot of great content that Bill Cox from Comic Art Fans arranges every week, including this guy, Bob Layton.
Well, like I said, this is my last week in Lyon. When next time we do this, I'll be landing in Poland.
Yeah. It's a short stay in Poland, but let's make sure we shoot something in Poland.
No, we're going to shoot at the airport, probably.
Okay. Good.
No, as I said, I don't know what time I get off the plane or by the time I get to my hotel or whatever, because it's like a 40-minute drive or something. It's probably going to be the same time. So we may or may not go live. Thanks, Viz.
Yeah. Take care.
There's some fans out here that wanted me to sign some stuff, but you don't really need me to see me do that anyway.
No. But this is beautiful. Huh? This is beautiful. And Are you're gonna sit there through the whole film? So you're gonna talk ahead of the film?
No. I'm going to talk through the whole film.
You're one of those.
Yeah, I'm going to sit through the whole film. I did. Listen. I've already watched Iron Man because it's the anniversary, right? I've already watched it 4 times this year already. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
God it's a good film.
Yeah. It's one of the Marvel's better ones, to be honest with you. So I'm not so bad about that. So we can do that. But day before yesterday, I was. Did you see my post? I was VIP at the Drew Struzan.
Unbelievable. Nice timing. That's there.
It was fantastic. His son was there. I got a chance to talk with his son or whatever. But they had a sneak preview that night, so I was able to get in since I had talked to Masterclass there the days before. So that was pretty damn cool.
Honestly, Bob, at first I thought that they were prints. I'm like, there's no way those originals are all in one place there.
The son wouldn't be there otherwise.
Yeah, they're enormous too. Wow.
Yeah, listen. So something's happened on the trip so far. I've gotten invitations to go to Nice and to another place while I'm in Denmark. So I haven't responded to it yet. So I might cut Copenhagen short a little bit and go to Nice. This time of year, it's beautiful. I've never been. It's coastal,
I've been. It is wonderful. Yeah,
you've been there?
Oh yes, it's wonderul. It really is.
Part of this whole around the world venture, is for me to be ad-libbing as much as possible. So if I decide I'm going to take a shortcut or cut something short and go to Nice instead, then why not?
It's your time, and you've never been before, which is exactly what you want.
And Viz says Nice is nice.
That's their slogan. Yeah,
Nice is nice. Really, that's their slogan. Wow.
Yeah.
So what's new in the clean world?
Oh my, work. That's what we do in America. We work, and then we wake up and we work, and then we have sugar in between. So that's about it.
Yeah, is that right? Yeah, and you have Kardashians.
This is my friend. We do. Actually, we found out today that she likes to sleep in the dark. Hi.
Yeah, well, this is the manager here who's taking care of me in the theater. What's your name? Cecilia. Yeah, so she's taking care of me.
Thank you.
And she's taking care of like that. I've never seen a place with so many lobby cards of me in my life. It's crazy. I made the damn film.
That's
but merci beaucoup.
And I know you're a pro, but rather than this, let's do 16:9, yeah? Sideways phone.
We are sideways.
Exactly. But when you're shooting the stuff with the fans.
Oh, I never do that. That's TikTok generation. What's wrong with you?
Yes, sir.
Do I look like I'm a TikToker? Do I look like I'm like showing my boobs on TikTok? No.
Hey, we might make more money.
Check this out, though. This is I like this.
This is nice. This is very good.
Yeah, no, this is good. This is kind of what the whole round the world birthday thing is about. And I'm going to get an opportunity to fill the stadium up with people, and we're going to chat about the movie. And it's like
Bob, I forgot when is your actual birthday? I don't remember.
Oh, September 25th.
Okay, so you got time.
Well, the whole idea was I was going to come around and come back home in time for the movie, in time for my birthday. But that doesn't think it's going to happen now.
No, I think they're going to keep you. Hopefully.
Especially if the movie project comes through, then I'll be up in Sweden. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to go back to Greece for the wedding with Eva Fushka. So.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully.
You're going to let her know who I am. Yeah. I got it.
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So. We're gonna look. David's got a setup. Can you see his setup over here?
I do. I see stacks, stacks and stacks.
Yeah, he's got.
These are the prints.
This boy is always ready for everything. He is an entrepreneur in every sense of the word. Not only does he have work as a full-time fireman, but he also has 2 comic shops, a publishing company. It's like crazy.
Wow.
I don't know where he gets the energy, but he's impressed me.
Well,
he's a good guy. He's been.
So really you've had a good week. The last week was great. And
So this is actually I'm only here. This is my last week here, and we have the Comic-Con this weekend. But I'm looking forward to seeing my friend Paul Renault. I have not seen Paul in.
I was going to mention Paul. Yeah, it'd be great.
Je t'adore, Paul. So I can't wait to see him. I'm very excited about that.
So I guess we'll get to see Bob in Poland and maybe in Copenhagen in the next segment from this. But yeah, Bob, I saw somebody say, Bob is he is larger than life. I mean, I haven't seen him in 15 years, but the few times that I got to hang out with him and talk with him, he's definitely he's the life of the party. I think Josh mentioned that. Bob's going to be the life of the party in Orlando, said Josh. So very, very true. And no internet issues whatsoever in Lyon, France. So yeah, so we're going to have another one of those. I think we're going to do it weekly, everybody. This is going to be fun. Hopefully he'll shoot some video from this comic book convention that he's going to be at with Paul Renault over the weekend. That would be a lot of fun, I think. The Invincible Bob Layton. Maybe I'll do something a little different every week with that intro. That would be kind of fun. The Invincible Bob Layton. That's what he feels like. But yeah, that Struzen exhibit. Holy mackerel! If any of our international fans get to go to see that and they let you take photographs inside or any video, please do, and hit me up, bill@comicartfans.com. You can send me the video and the photos. I'd love to do a walkthrough of any kind that we could do. And heck, if one of the principals who helped organize it was there, you can, if you're really adventurous, you could do an interview with them. That would be even better. So yes, but the Struzen exhibit would be pretty cool. We have the Galactic Gallery in Texas where you can see a lot of Drew's originals, but that exhibit looks pretty dang amazing. So definitely, look, if you can do it, if anybody's over there, send me the stuff. So we got the Bob Layton stuff out of the way. We got the Struzen. I had to mention that because I'd forgotten about that. But now I can I'll do my heritage update, right? We might as well do that. So 10 easy picks this week. I think I had no struggle whatsoever to pick 10 good pieces. I probably could have picked about 15 or 20 out of this week because there was quite a few pieces that I thought were worthy. 2 likes to 60, says Nick Barucci. I do Nick's video after the Heritage one. Don't you worry, Mr. Redjack. I actually have it written down. So I don't forget, like, I'm Heritage and EXP right there before the CAF update, which I don't write. So yes, let's see here. Let me show you the Heritage stuff first. So first up, a Terry Dodson, Rachel Dodson Wonder Woman cover from a couple years ago, 2019. Wow, it's already at $2,600. But who doesn't like Terry and Rachel, right? I mean, they are one hell of a team, and they have always drawn a really nicely stylistic Wonder Woman. So yeah, I like this one a lot. And I'm not a DC fan, but I know good art when I see it. And yeah, this one caught my eye pretty much right away. Now, as did this one. Now, Doug Wildley is somebody I don't think we talk about his stuff too much. And Heritage was smart. They showed this image first. There's actually 5 pieces in this lot, all Western kind of themes. So you have like a bar lady. I mean, she should be serving or dancing. Well, she's probably serving something, right? But anyway. Gorgeous illustration. What was did it have a date on it? I don't even think it did. Or maybe if it did, I'll go back and look when we're done there. But yeah, I mean, look at this. This is a spot illustration is beautiful. And I can show you the other one, a bunch of cowboys on the other ones, but all of them good. Look at it's like Toothless Joe and I don't know, Slim Shady, I think is that guy's name right there. And then again, I mean, these are like classic cowboy outlaw kind of dudes, but he's a sheriff, obviously. Anyway, Wildley's art is somebody I really don't think we've actually even mentioned Wildley on the show before. So these were slick. I mean, obviously the first image caught my eye because of the bar made, but serving penicillin shots. Interesting. Probably from Rio. Okay. Marshall Eminet. Yes, exactly. I think he does kind of look Slim Shady. I'm telling you. But yeah, the image of the bar lady was definitely. I mean, look at that. Yeah, I'd buy the lot just for that one. So what was this thing at? Did it have a date? It's 370, and it does not doesn't say. what the year was from. Interesting. But yeah, creator Johnny Quest. But these are 14 by 22, so pretty large actually. So, well, I might throw a thrill bid on that one just to see. Then, I mean, come on, how often do you see a page from Claw the Unconquered anywhere, right? There's probably a few on CAF. I mean, there's got to be, right? But this is from issue 1, page 3 from 1975, Ernie Chan artwork, and you get to literally see the Claw on this one. Look, he's got his metal glove on right there. Look at that last panel. Now you know why they call him the Claw. I mean, if you didn't already know. Atlas comics are always kind of funny. I mean, I remember, as a youngin, buying those off the spinner rack at the drugstore and thinking, the Atlas logo was pretty cool and different from Marvel and DC. But anyway, Ernie Chan, 1975, Claw the Unconquered, #1 page, and a barmaid in this one too. So it's kind of related to the last image in a way. But yeah, I mean, these are cool. I mean, you don't see too many stuff from this era, from these strips. And then I picked this one for Marcus. I think Marcus might like to buy this one for himself. John Byrne, Cyclops. It says it was drawn at San Diego Comic-Con in 1980. And colored by John too, I guess. I mean, you would think that if it was like an Olaf coloring job, he would have signed it too. But yeah, I mean, this is 80, so it's kind of at the tail end of his work on any X-Men related stuff. But yeah, that's John Byrne for sure. Let's see, what is it at? $66. There's I'll throw a bit. It is Byrne colors. You're absolutely right, Marcus. Burning for me, says Rick Welch. It is very hot. But yeah, so I'll throw a bit on there, I guess. What does it say? It really says it was from a charity auction at San Diego Comic-Con. It's on 30 by 40 illustration board. Holy crap. Okay. Wow. I don't know. Do I want it now that it's that big? I mean, his signature is at least 5 inches tall. Wow. Okay. Well, that makes it even more unique. Yeah, I'm going to bid on it. I'm going to bid. No, I can't bid. I'm not logged in, am I? No, I'm not logged in, so I can't bid on it. But I am going to bid on it tonight. Then, this is a Jackson Geis page from Birds of Prey. And I just love the page, actually. The panel layout. This is from 2000. Everybody knows I like Geis's work a great deal. And I just thought, I don't know the story because I didn't read Birds of Prey, but, you got a full leg cast there. And clearly he's a little overtly happy. But I just love the panel layout on this thing, man. Just as far as, the cane breaking into that panel, over this other panel, into the, in and off the page, basically. So, yeah, I like this one kind of even more. And I always dig when they do. Why am I talking like I'm in the 70s? I always like it when they do like those two top panels basically showing the full length, the room and the window behind them. It just kind of actually helps show movement from one position in a room to another. Just I've always kind of liked that mechanical mechanism of storytelling. Then we had George Pratt on earlier, and I saw this piece and I thought, well, we might as well see a George Pratt piece that's for sale, since we just did the interview with him on Tuesday. So you've got a sketch of the Shadow. And Pratt's signature, standing tall right there. And this one's only at $56. So I'll probably throw a bit on that one too, because I don't think I've ever owned anything by Pratt. And then Matt Wagner, figured I'd highlight something by him since I was just talking to them about doing the show. So this was a cover to an omnibus issue, like volume 2 or something like that. But very, very nice Grendel piece, right? So what more do you have to say? It's classic Wagner, and another classic signature, of course. But lovely piece. A little bit of I guess that's ink wash in there, and it looks like some pencil as well. Nicely done. $460. Then Murphy Anderson, Adam Strange, San Diego piece. I've got a San Diego theme going on. This one was from 1985, it says. And who was it made out to? To Ron, with best wishes from Murphy Anderson. But, how often do we see Murphy Anderson convention sketches come up? So that's nice. I actually, that's a pretty decent piece there. I'm excited for having Matt Wagner on too. I did get to interview him once. maybe in the second Comic Art Live. So that would have been back in November 2020. I think he was on the show for a panel, and only for an hour. And I picked this one for Marcus too. I mean, look, it's got a pair of dolphins on it. You know, I mean, he loves the dolphin emoticon. Throw me some dolphins right now, Marcus. Just a couple. But this is a Cyberry Phantom strip, of course. What year was it from? 1990. So not too old, but I mean, come on. This could go in the vehicles theme, right? I mean, it's a pair of dolphins. Look at that. So how you will never see that again. Dolphin Gap, says NSN Art. You got that right. Flipper. And there we go. Yeah, I knew we could get some. And the golf course as well, Marcus. Thank you so much. But yes. So anyways, I actually like this piece, a lot. I mean, it's, usually, I mean, a 2-panel layout that is the same size, that's kind of a weird looking format in its own way. But no, I mean, I actually like this one. I may bid on this just for the heck of it. So we'll see. Berkey riding the dolphins. Oh yeah. And last but not least, here we go from Heritage for next Wednesday. This is a Jordy Bernay Jonah Hex page, and Jordy, we usually see his work in a lot of the noir books out of Europe, and I can't remember the title that he's most known for. I bet if I go back and read the description, it'll have it in there. But I've always liked Bernay's work because it's just it's very minimalist in its own way. But I mean, he puts in just what he needs to tell a story. And we've seen a lot of cool Jonah Hex pages of late. I think we featured a couple in the last CAF update. And so I saw this one. And again, Jordy Bernay is somebody we don't get to feature too often. And I was outbid on the Dolphins, Marcus says. Oh, Torpedo. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. But, again, this is, just a great piece. So, I mean, if you're a fan of Jordy's work, this is good. And, it was weird seeing him do other books other than books like Torpedo, right? Anything that's like a noirish criminal story is always it's always different when you see somebody out of their element that you're used to seeing them. Then, when they go out of the lane that you want or expect them to be in. But cool, very cool. So there you have that. That's my 10 picks from Heritage. Now, I do have one other video, and I have to switch some tabs around here to get over to it, of course. But this is the EXP video for tomorrow. And I can tell you, if you've been watching the announcements and everything, there is another big sale. I mean, I remember I was a part of that one Spidey-related sale. And so we've got another important sale going on over at the EXP tomorrow. So, of course, EXP, you can find them over on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch if you're a gamer, and that's where you like to hang out. But YouTube is easiest. You just go up in the search bar, type the EXP, and you will find it. You'll find the channel and subscribe to it. And you'll see Nick is on there every Friday night from 7 to 8 p.m. No, I'm sorry, 7 to 8:15 p.m. every Friday night. And again, it's a very special show tomorrow. And, so if you are, you've been following top stories for the year, this would be one of them. I will let Nick explain it to you.
Everybody, this Friday, June 9th, on the Original Art Experience. It is going to be an amazing show. Now, spoiler, it's been out a week, but we are going to have Amazing Spider-Man 26 with the spoiler. Amy, what is it?
It's a spoiler.
The Death of Miss Marvel. We have the complete issue, all 31 pages, plus the cover. Check it out. We're going to have a few spoilers, but it's been out a week. So, Kamala Khan gets hired at Norman Osborn's corporation. We've got the golden... Oh, God, I can't even remember what Norman's costume... He's not the Golden Glider.
Gold Goblin?
Gold Goblin. Spider-Man, Miss Marvel. Thank God Amy's here. She actually makes me sound like I know what I'm talking about. If only it could have been whispered, though, Check out this beautiful John Romita Jr. Scott Hanna art. Check out Raven. It is so freaking awesome. Miss Marvel, Spider-Man. We got the flashback to Amazing Spider-Man number 7 when Paul and Peter had it out a little bit. We have Paul's kids disappearing. Shades of Wanda and West Coast Avengers. MJ powers up. Didn't see that coming, did you? Check it out. Fantastic Four show up. So sweet, so awesome. I'm terrible at putting this back, so I'm just going to move it there for right now. Then we got this. Raven's about to kill MJ. That will really fortify his power. And Miss Marvel saves MJ. Spoiler, she does it 3 times in the book. Check out the Fastball special. Not since Colossus throwing Wolverine have you seen a fastball special like this. It rocks. Check it out. Look at this beautiful artwork. Here we go. Another time Miss Marvel saves MJ. We have the entire book. It is gorgeous. It is John Romita Jr. It is Scott Hanna. It is incredible. And it's actually amazing. Check out Raven gets MJ. Spoiler! Actually, Miss Marvel dies a hero's death. Watch the show on Friday to check it out. If you read the comic, you know how great and powerful that Zeb Wells wrote this story, how incredibly well drawn and executed it is by John Romita Jr. and Scott Hanna. And we will also have the cover to Amazing Spider-Man 26, a bit of an homage to Amazing Spider-Man 121 with the death of Gwen Stacy. What I do love about this is how many different characters you have. Not only do you have MJ, Paul, Raven, not only do you have Norman Osborn, but you have J. Jonah Jameson, Aunt May, Miss Marvel, Black Cat, Captain America, Human Torch, Robbie Robertson, so many other characters. Still can't figure out why Tombstone's on this. That one's throwing me off. And I forget the bunny's name, but that's kind of funny. I'm also going to try and have a few pieces of art under $100 outside of this, just for any new viewers that are coming in. We want to make sure that we have affordable art so that we can grow the community. So this Friday, June 9th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, midnight or 1 a.m. UK time, only on the Original Art Experience, and hit that thumbs up and share. Sharing is caring. Have a great one, and I guess you'll see me Friday.
How's it going? That's true. It's a big Friday over on the EXP. And it was weird. My video actually stopped playing, so I had to open up another window so I could watch the video play over there. So so I just kind of crossed my fingers that everything didn't break here on me. But yeah, thanks, Nick, as always, for providing these video clips for your show tomorrow. Should be fun for those of you that can make it. 7 o'clock on the EXP, hanging out with Nick Perucci and the Original Art Experience. Now we can get over to the CAF update. And as you know, we always start off with the dealer update, and it's not a pretty picture. I hate to say it. This might be the worst dealer week ever, and I would have liked to have blamed it on the Memorial week, or maybe they took last weekend off, or the whole week off of Memorial weekend. I have no idea, but this is the first time under $100,000 in sales for Original Comic Art dealers. The total was $66,400. I mean, that is a bad week by anyone's measurement, and that's down from 258 the week before. So just when they had one good week and you thought maybe the dealers would do well, they had a terrible week. 66,000 in sales. Anthony was number one, and he almost came up with half of those sales all by himself. 50 sales, just under $30,000 for Anthony. So yeah, pretty crazy. And then you've got Will, one sale for $12,000. I mean, gosh, you knocked that out, almost at $50,000. And then Berkey had 7 sales for $12,000 as well. Money is tight everywhere, Rich Danny says. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we just had the big old, everyone's saving for Como. I don't know about that. Yeah, I'll take 66 for a week. I mean, I guess, there's just too many things going on. Maybe people were saving up for the Comic Connect and Comic Link auctions that were all happening. I can't say that I was watching art drops too often last week from art dealers. So, I mean, did many people not drop art? I don't know. But yeah, 66,000 for a week from the dealers that I track is pretty disappointing. But I will go and show you. Everybody was at Comic Link and Comic Connect. That's Robert Berman's assumption. And yeah, I mean, again, it makes sense. And Heroes, Very true, Nick. I mean, that's the other thing. It's tough out there when you have so many things going on. Decent sales day today. Is that true, Marcus? I don't know. Well, hopefully I sell some of Kevin Nolan's stuff on Saturday. We shall see. But let me go ahead and show the top. Yeah, King Anthony. Very true. Let's see. Let me go ahead and show the top 6 sales from dealers last week. So again, Will did have the number one sale. That $12,000 sale is the piece that's number one from the 66,000 in sales last week. This is a Murphy Anderson Splash title page to Hawkman number 18 from 1967, 1 year older than I am. This one again went for $12,000, and it's a beauty. Then another piece. This was from 72, so another older piece. Weird War Tales by Joe Kubert, sold by Mr. Mike Berkey for the asking price of $8,000. Then a piece by James Fry, another artist we don't mention too often around here. This is an MCP 124 cover. This was sold by Glenn from Panel Page for the asking price of $6,000. Then Anthony has sold one of his Herb Trimpe Marvel Feature 5 pages, Ant-Man versus Egghead, again, 1972. Herb Trimpe pencils, of course, $2,500 asking price on that one. And then we've got this lovely Tim Sale Poison Ivy commission from 2012. And this one was sold for $2,500 from Anthony. And then a Joyce Chin, Frank Miller Sin City Volume 1, Hard Goodbye, 30th Anniversary, Deadly Little Miho pinup, again from 2021, sold by Anthony Snyder. And Joyce Chin, another artist we do not mention too often here on the channel, do we? I don't think we do. Excuse me, I don't mute my mic when I cough like that. All right, so auction houses. Auction house is pretty stable. 273,000 versus 291 from the week before. So a little down, but nothing major. Heritage made up 124,000 of that, and eBay 148,000. So I'll go ahead and show you the top 6 sales from both auction houses right here. And first up, this is a Mark Buckingham Death, The Time of Your Life, issue 3, page 3. Asking price, it listed it right there as almost $6,000, but it was purchased with a best offer of $4,775. Worth every penny, I'd say. Then a Robert Crumb monster greeting card from Topps. Asking price on this one was $5,000. It actually sold for a best offer of $2,600. And that seems like a good buy. And finally, an Arthur Adams long shot number 2, finally from eBay. This one sold for $5,000. No best offer, asking price, anything like that on this one. Then our 3 picks from Heritage. I picked this one last week. It was an easy one. Terry Schumacher, Al Milgrom X Factor 51 cover, sold for $14,400. Then I actually was going to pick this piece because I thought it was amazing, but I didn't know the artist. Guillaume Sorel. This is a River Dream cover, sold for $5,040. But I mean, what a gorgeous piece of art. And I was scared because I didn't know the piece, so I didn't show it. But then we also had this Carl Barks, didn't show this one. Uncle Scrooge illustration sold for $3,840. And that's pretty nice too. How did I miss that? I'm not sure how I did. But yeah, I should never let fear keep me from featuring a piece of art, even if I don't know the artist or the title. And yeah, the Art Adams at 5. Yeah, I'd say that's a little cheap. But so good price there. But it's eBay, right? And you throw that on Heritage or Comic Link, it's going to get a little bit more exposure. And Jason Harris was suggesting early summer vacations. You never know. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why sales are where they are. eBay Carol Day, right? That one was that last week or the week before though, or did we somehow miss that, or did I not report on everything properly? Maybe I didn't. But there was a Carol Day strip that sold for a nice chunk of change. I do remember that. Maybe I don't know. At any rate, I do remember that piece. I thought it was a fantastic price. Nice to see. All right, now we have gotten through both our dealers and our auction houses. So now it's the time when we bring in. I don't have any theme music for him, but Tim Guerrero has volunteered to become our guest art selector of the evening, and Tim is on screen with us now. Hey Tim, how are you doing?
Fine, Bill. How are you tonight?
I am very good. It's nice to see you. We haven't I feel like I haven't seen you in like a year or so. It's been a while since you've been on camera.
Yeah, maybe longer.
Maybe longer. Well, I guess the last time I would have seen you was at Baltimore, though, right? Because
Yeah.
we ended up, and somehow we only saw ourselves for what, like 3 minutes at the bar. It wasn't even that. I feel like I didn't run into you at all that whole weekend, except that one time.
Yeah, when you were going in, I think it was Saturday.
Yes, yes, yes. That was true. I don't know how that worked out, but I appreciate you doing the art picks tonight. And you texted me in the private chat saying that I picked one of your pieces from Heritage, that Butch Guy's Birds of Prey, right? That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, that's mine.
Well, there
I
you
gotta
go.
pay
See?
for some stuff I won.
I know the feeling. I picked up a Dave Cockrum piece at Comic Art Live, and I have yet to. I went through a couple portfolios, and it's like you look through stuff, and it's like, boy, I don't want to sell anything. Do you get that feeling sometimes?
Always.
I mean, I thought it would be easy. When I bought the art, I'm like, I can pick out $10,000 of art to sell. And then I get in there, and it's like I can't even pick a $500 page that I want to let go of.
Well, it's my second time. Last year, I bought a Jim Lee page, and I also had to do some sales I didn't want to do.
It's not right. It's not easy. I'm sure everybody knows that feeling, right? Because that's been the struggle of the last 3 years. Is so much great art has come to market that we're not all made of money. The only money we have available, is the artwork that we already have in our possession. So when we go after a piece that we really want, you got to make sacrifices. So
Exactly.
yeah. Well, so you mentioned you have 10 pieces in this week's Heritage auction, right? The Wednesday auction for next week.
Yeah.
What else you got in there? Tell us. What people will know what to look
There's
at.
a Batman #1 page by David Finch. That's cherry
nice.
piece, I think. Well, he's getting up on when he's diverting the plane of getting into the crashing into Gotham and killing God knows how many people. A Gary Frank piece too from Superman Secret Origin with Metallo, where he's fighting Metallo, and John Corbin his mask falls off, and then people know it's John Corbin though that became Metallo.
So a couple important pieces that people are going to want to pick up for sure.
Yeah.
They'll be on the lookout. No, that doesn't look like comic art on the wall over your left shoulder. That looks like a seascape.
Yeah, it's an old painting. I was in the house already. I don't hang up my art. I keep it in Etoyas. Yeah.
You're a wise man.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yellow.
Very wise, very wise. Now, where are you based, Tim? I should remember this. I know it's somewhere south.
In El Salvador.
El Salvador. That's right. Yes. Yeah. So, well, you got good internet there because every time we've had you on, you've never had any internet connection issues at all. So, I'm glad.
Thank God.
Yeah. Unlike James, when he's sitting underneath his bunk bed, he always has bad internet. So, the thing, I was going through your picks, setting them up the screen, which we'll do here. So it's fun. It's I always like having a guest on because you always kind of bring your sensibility to what art you like and what art catches your eye. And clearly, I'd say there's an overriding theme in both titles and even the artist too, in a way that it's subtly different than things that Chris and I would pick normally. So why don't we just jump right into it and take a look at the first piece that you selected. This was, of course, Death, the High Cost of Living page, a DPS, which is, of course, fantastic. And it was in the collection of Brett Feshuk. So let me click on that one because this was a good scan, as I recall. I mean, wow. This is a doozy.
Yeah, it's really nice, Early Bachalo with featuring Death. And I didn't notice. I picked another Bachalo piece, and you'll see the difference between this rendering of Death and the other one. There's a slight difference in both. But so many shots. She's in every panel, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't she?
I believe so. Let me go back so I
Oh,
can
the
see the whole
first
thing.
two, maybe.
Oh, the
Well,
first two.
it's I think it's like another version of Death. She's she had her day as a mortal, and she died, I think, and then another entity of Death is picking her up.
Now, I mean, this one's inked by Buckingham with Chris's pencil, so maybe that has a little bit to do with, the look and feel of it. But the panel layout's incredible. I mean, it's just not, it's not something you would normally see ever. So it's fantastic from that. But yeah, great early page. And Buckingham's inks on Chris's work isn't so bad. I mean, I love Buckingham.
Yeah, they're really nice.
So good pick here,
Definitely.
and congrats to Brett for getting this one. I'll put my like on that one.
Of course.
He's got
3.
17 comments and 16 likes already. Has Marcus commented on it yet, though? That's the question. There we go. I knew it. He's just a little late to the party.
Definitely.
Great character-defining images of death. The layout is just as amazing, evoking the feel of funhouse mirrors that shows us distortions of reality and allowing us to see her and her planes of existence. Well said, Marcus. But no, great pick on this one, Tim. I do like this page a lot. DPS, I should say, a lot.
Dino comments. There's 2 Joseph Melchior comments.
but of course, I mean, we know that both of them are huge fans. Then we have an Art Adams Black Cat, and this is in Matteo. I'm not gonna butcher his last name. D'Agostino. D'Agostino. But wow, now this is. Does he mention? Okay, I was gonna say. I bet you this was picked up at Lake Como, and it was.
Oh yeah, nice.
What what more can you say, right? I mean, Art Adams can do no wrong.
I was looking at the images so I could talk about them before the show. Well, where you were doing the rest of the show, and when I opened up the link, all of the images have the high resolution you allow on CAF, but the cross hatching on this reminds me of Frank Cho. If you look at the top left corner, there's a lot of cross hatching there. It's not like he filled out all the blacks. He did some cross hatching there.
Yeah, and then a little splattering, and that's cool. I mean, you're right. That kind of looks like when Frank does his ballpoint pen work, right? He does a lot of cross hatching to get the depth into the piece. But this is really nice. There was like a Thor, I think, in the Comic Art Live a few weeks ago, and I thought about buying that, and then after I picked up the other page, I had to wait. But one day, I will own one of these. I mean, they're just great. I mean, Art, he just can do no wrong. I mean, this is sexy, as Mike would say. But congrats to Matteo for this pickup. Cat,
beautiful piece of work. Yeah,
we gotta get Rick on here. Rick, you gotta do picks one night, my friend. I want to hear what you have to say live, rather than in the chat. You're always quick on the comments there. So congrats to Matteo. Beautiful piece here. Thanks for picking that one. I like this one too, by Rick Leonardi. He's like all the buzz these days with all the Spidey 2099 stuff going on. And this is in Jeffrey Chang's CAF gallery. Tell me why you picked this one.
There were a lot of Rick Leonardi pieces, but this one stands out because of the background, and you can see all the detail on the blacks, his legs, and on the building, and how he makes that work. That just looks very beautiful.
Agreed. It was funny, I think, because I've got a pick with I'm looking at my other screen here where I have my other tabs. So Spidey's not. Well, no, he is kind of in the same pose, just mirrored. And it's funny. I mean, this one is just so much more impactful because of the background. The depth that they're playing around with here. But yeah, I mean, it's just such a crazy, amazing drawing. I mean, I'd love to see that in my hands, because I'd love to see how that really looks on the paper, because Leonardi, I always felt he was a great artist, and I think it's cool that he's getting a lot of accolades now, and he's high in demand at the shows and stuff. Because I mean, I kind of asked about him, and it was just a maybe. Can we get him for OAX? Because he's just that busy now. Every show wants him, and that's great, right? I mean, an artist who is kind of like getting his second wind, right, because of work that he did in the past, and this thing is great.
Yeah, his prices have gone up a little too. I think he was at 140 for a single character piece, maybe no backgrounds. But they dropped the Heroes Con list. They sent out a letter, and now they're 200 for a single character.
Well, that's supply and demand, right? He's going to be, with the number of art collectors that are going to be there. I mean, if I would think if you're not over there, by the end of the first day, his list will be filled up for the week, right? I mean, I'd get one. I mean, I've never owned anything by Leonardi. I mean, so yeah. I mean, but that's great.
I got one from a friend. He was at Baltimore.
Oh yeah,
he was at Baltimore. Yeah, but I already had bought one from a friend. He got a 2-character commission with Wolverine and Lady Deathstrike, and he didn't like it, so I bought it from him.
And because you liked it,
yeah. He said, "You don't like it, I'll take it."
That's art is very subjective. I mean, hey, he had a completely different vision in mind, and it didn't appeal to him. But that's his loss is your gain.
You know what happened once to me?
Tell me.
It was a Baltimore too, and that was in 2012, I think. Yeah, around that time, and I was in line to get a sketch from him to see if I could get a free sketch from him, and there was a guy in line. And he had an 11x17 Mr. Sinister that Finch had done, and he was taking it back. And I didn't realize it until he got his turn, and he was like, "Listen, this was too much money. I think it was $200 at that time, and it was really nice."
Did you buy it from him?
I wish I had. No, I didn't. I didn't.
I thought that was going to be where the story went, that you got it from him.
Oh, I should have, definitely. But it was 2012,
Right.
I was looking for free sketches back then when they were available,
Yeah, they're not too readily available anymore. But we are actually at OAX on Sunday. We're making it optional for the artists that are there, but we're actually going to do an hour or two of free sketching. It'll be quick sketching, but it's just something we want the guests to do. And we'll have those who opt in and those who don't. We might even have like move them to a separate spot when they're doing it. But I think it'd be fun, right? You don't get that opportunity. It's a very European thing to get free sketches. U.S. artists just don't do it anymore. And I think it'd be cool to just, even if everybody should bring their sketchbooks with them. I've got a brand new sketchbook for Marcus, and just go around and you get 5 minutes with an artist, and you get what you get. But I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a lot of. It'll be
definitely.
There'll be a reason. Yeah.
For me, those type of pieces, they're 5-minute sketches or shorter, or maybe sometimes longer, but they're special because you have them made especially for you.
Exactly.
And that gives the piece more sense to your collection.
I agree. So hey, we're looking at this Bill Sienkiewicz New Mutants page, and this is a new member, everybody. This is Joe Croyce. So you can see June just signed up in the month of June. He actually posted some pretty awesome artwork. I think one of the other pieces that they posted, like a Paul Smith X-Men page. I might have even picked one from him too, and not the Paul Smith page. So he was posting a lot of great stuff, and so I'm glad you picked this one, because I saw it too. I thought it was a good one, it was on my list. But again, I don't remember. So it's issue 20, page 30. But
I think I had the Paul Smith page too up, because when I looked through them, It was like 4 a.m. because work has been really long these days. And then I picked 32 pieces, and then I downsized that to 22. And then that became hard downsizing. I think I got it down to 13, and then the last three pieces were difficult to call down.
I agree. I hate to say it. I picked 11 pieces this week because I couldn't stick to 10. But no, I mean, this is a great.
Jimmy Palmiotti. That's another thing I wanted to comment. Jimmy Palmiotti published so many pieces. It was hard not to choose another one from him.
I agree. I had to avoid Jimmy's calf gallery this week because he is just posting too many great pieces. But
he had a lot of rockets. I think he had some of those Jordy Bennett, Jonah Hex pages.
Yes.
And a lot of Amanda Connor art, some of which he was saying he bought back because they sold it too cheap.
No, I don't. Hey, if I was an artist and I could afford to buy back some pieces that I regretted selling, I'd probably do it too. So
I think we get to a point as collectors that it happens to all of us.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I mean, and he's collected art for a very long time, so he's got a lot. But speaking of, here we go, a Jimmy Palmiotti here for your next pick, the Amanda Connor. This is that pro cover that got things all started. It's the image I think everybody saw, that introduced us to the character in many ways. But I mean, it's. I always thought this cover was fun. I mean, come on, she's in the shape of a pea, and I mean, definitely. Amanda always has a fun approach to her artwork, doesn't she?
Definitely. He also had the second print cover, which is her from the back, but this is the first print, so that takes precedence over anything else. And it's a really nice image, her making the P, making it part of the title, It's
I mean, and Amanda does that a lot in her art, where she, I remember that like she has a Harley Quinn image where like Harley is like on a sleeve and the Quinn is like on her thigh. So I mean, Amanda just, she's just very creative and fun, and it's and so it's cool seeing her bring some of that fun creativity into a storyline like the Pro, which I think probably caught a lot of people off guard. Yeah, mini golf pro. That is not what she is a pro of. Sorry to say. But again, I mean, great image, and just like everybody's been saying, Jimmy's just been posting some incredible pieces, and that's
a lot of art. Definitely, I'm jealous. The good kind of jealous,
I am as well. What was that? Or I think, Robert was mentioning the last collector that Corey posted a Burn Uncanny X-Men 124 page. I saw that one too, and I thought about picking that, and I'm like, we show so much Burn and X-Men art that I was going to skip it over. But yeah, that we've had actually a really busy week. I think I can't remember the number, but it was very high as far as the number of artworks posted last week. So I mean, that's partially due to Jimmy, but a lot of people posting art this past week. So I don't know where they were buying it, because they weren't buying it from comic art dealers. Sorry. We don't want to make the art dealers feel bad about having a sub $100,000 week, Tim. That's weird. I think they all were on vacation that week. It's graduation week for a lot of people. Maybe they just took the week off. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. And Labor Day, I had some pieces last week, and they didn't do too well.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. Definitely over Memorial Weekend, there was just not. Yeah, it's too late. I can't take it back. If there's any dealers out there, please don't take your like away. Leave it on. Leave it on for me. Don't uncheck the like. But hey, speaking of Joseph Melchior, as you said his name earlier, you got a Miracle Man cover by Mick Austin here, and wow, a very classic image right here. Look at that. Dang.
I was looking, this has been published twice as a cover, as Warrior number 7 and in Miracle Man 3D. cover too. And the weird thing is that you can see maybe they used the same image for both publications, because if you see them, he's darker in them. His face looks darker, and the shading too.
Huh. Well, they could have messed around with it, I guess, right, in post-production. So Joseph is saying he actually used to own another Miracle Man painted cover. So this was probably him making up for some mistake, a moment of weakness as a collector when he had to let something go. But this thing's gorgeous. I mean, the subtlety, just in the musculature with the, I mean, it's just a great piece. Damn. I mean, the more you look at it, it's just, and it's such a memorable image. And how often do you get a cover image like you just mentioned that was published twice too? It doesn't really happen all that often at the end of the day. I mean, it happens, we see it, but we know Joseph loves the British comic art and especially 2000 AD stuff. So he's got his eye on this stuff. Does anybody know, is Joseph coming to Heroes? I haven't emailed with him in a couple of weeks, and the last time I did, I forgot to ask him. I hope he is, because I haven't seen him in a while. Let's see here. So good pick with that. Then see, I sense a theme in some of your
yeah
picks.
Definitely the Sandman comic is the best comic I've ever read. I definitely like it. I have several pieces in my collection too.
Victor Ibanez on this piece.
Look at the colors in this piece. It's so beautiful.
Very imaginative.
Yeah, definitely. The look at her fingernails. They're different colors each. A lot of detail in this.
Now, was this a commission? Yeah, it was. Okay, it's a commission by Ibanez. Okay.
Commission, yeah. Watercolor commission.
Yeah, that is very, very nice. And then there wasn't I see.
I can't say I know the artist, but this is a beautiful, beautiful image. All the fish, different colors,
different. I get it. It's a great image. I saw this one too. It catches your eye at the end of the day when you see a thumbnail that, like, for this image, you almost have to click on it to see what the heck is going on in there. But this is in Tim Meakin's calf gallery. Tim's been a member of the site for 3 years, and I don't think I've ever been in Tim's calf gallery, as strange as that might be. So I'm going to have to leave this tab open and check it out in a little bit. Now, here is the other Chris Biccialo piece from '92. I think we all saw this one during Comic Art Live, and now it is it was in Justin's, right? Yeah, Justin Porter's calf gallery. Yes. Now this is all Chris, and well, he I didn't get a chance to read what he wrote, but look at this image. Damn. See, now could be the difference between Buckingham inking him, inking over Chris, or Chris doing it his own way, because there's like little Sienkiewicz riffs still in this piece. I mean, it's an early piece by Chris, but wow. This one definitely.
And if you see the tomb, it says Rip Shade. He did Shade comics too.
Right.
He drew them, Chris. Yeah, and you can see her. The what I was talking about earlier. This death image, she looks slimmer. She just doesn't have the jacket on.
Oh, I mean,
the details on the grass.
31 years old
there for some parts of the grass to contrast
now
against the black.
Yeah, because this was done as a pinup. Was it published? I don't recall, but I see it. It was written to Joe Best, so I'm thinking it was a commission. But the thing is with stuff like this, it's like, a lot of people don't like when something's been personalized. I have no problem with it. I mean, a lot of times, in this piece in particular, I mean, this is one of the, for me. I've seen this piece, often enough, and it's just such a gorgeous piece. Sometimes I know some people would be like, but I have no problem with it. I think it's such an amazing image. I looked at this for a while. Not that I was even wanting to buy it, but when Comic Art Live started, and I had time to tool around and look at what people have. Dino's booth is like the one I always first go to myself. So I saw this one right away. I know it was one of the top 10 saved artworks that people were curious about, to see if it would sell or not. So, I mean, that just tells you all you need to know about why this piece is so special. Goth
Definitely.
to the bone, says Rick. Justin says he's changing his name to Joe. Yeah, well, you don't have to do that, Justin. I mean, you've got, as everybody knows, Justin has one hell of a calf gallery. If you haven't spent any time in his calf gallery lately, you should definitely check it out, because he's really got a great collection. Now this one, it's funny, I mean, again, it's having a guest person pick. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Renee post artwork on calf, number one, and this is in Renee and Witterstatter's calf gallery from Ava Inc., the art rep, Renee. But this is just a cool piece by Daniel Scott Jr. Across the Spider-Verse. I mean, is it, I don't know, is it published? It's just mixed media. It's a recreation. Okay. But look, it's got like bubblegum wrappers or whatnot in there. I mean, tell me why you picked it.
Says. In the description, I picked it. This is the odd pick, It's all made with candy wrappers. It's a medium mixed media candy wrappers, 11 by 17.
I mean, I've never seen anything like this, but because I thought it was painted initially, before you notice the lettering, it really feels like somebody was trying to be, kind of like a mosaic style of, with their paint. And then you all of a sudden, notice, Tootsie Roll Pop logo. And then you realize that it's not paint. I mean, maybe it is paint, but, or did she say it's all bubblegum wrappers? Is that, or
it's maybe not all part, but it's a mosaic with candy wrappers.
That's crazy.
Look at his hair. You can see some wording on them. It's all from candy wrappers. I'm sure there's some color.
Like there's got to be
at the top part. His symbol. I think that's watercolor. Maybe
it's got to be a little acrylic.
Candy wrappers. Some parts are. Maybe she glued them and then painted over them.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not familiar with Daniel Scott either. But either way, I mean, this was I didn't see this piece, so when it was posted. So I'm glad you picked it, because I think it's cool, and I don't think we've ever shown anything quite like this, as an art pick, ever. So no, this is definitely slick. And from Renee, who, again, I feel like I've never been in Renee's calf gallery. So I'll have to swing by and check it out. And then one last, Matteo Scalera. This one's awesome, man.
Yeah. That image of the villains in Batman's cape. The Joker, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, the Penguin, Catwoman, Mr. Freeze, Two-Face. Yeah, it's awesome. And look at the detail on all the bats he painted in there. And the ones against the dark background, he made them gray.
Yeah.
So that you could tell.
No, it's a phenomenal piece. The perspective on the villains, this, from the ground up. I mean, look at that. And that's gorgeous. And I didn't even read. Okay, it was a cover. I mean, if it wasn't a cover, that would be a crime. But yeah, look at this. This is fantastic. Gosh, yeah.
Behold, Matteo Scalera. He cannot be stopped.
No,
that's the description.
That man, yeah, that thing is amazing. I love that. Yeah, he cannot be stopped. Paul Martini is the proud owner of this piece, CAF member for 2 years. So congrats to Paul for getting this one. That's
from Italy.
Yeah, from Italy. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, nice. That's amazing.
New collectors,
right?
2021. After
wasn't it funny? I mean, really, we wonder why the price of art went up when COVID started. But you look at it, there's a lot of collectors that came into the hobby beginning in 2020. So, I mean, all that extra time on the internet because you couldn't go out to, hang out with friends or go to work. people discovered comic art and in droves. And so, yeah, this is great. Well, maybe this person collected for a long time before that. Maybe they didn't know CAF existed until 2020. But either way, 10 great picks, Tim. So now we'll get to see my 11 picks. And
11. Yeah. I'm wondering, I was wondering if I should have sent you some replacement images in case you had chosen some of the ones I chose.
Well, I always pick like 15 or so, while I go through it. So I always tend to, there's always something that I tend to overlap with Chris. But did we have any? I don't remember. But you had picks that I liked as well. So so we can see this is the first piece. This is a Marcus piece. I could have said I picked it for Cyclops on there in his smirk, but I didn't. I just like the cover. I mean, this one's let me get my light over here. So you got Bagley and Hannah, great team. And this pose is a lot like that Leonardi, right? I mean, but different, right? Everybody kind of takes their own approach. I always love a cover with a ton of characters on it. And then you got that here in spades. Is this a cover? I forget. No, it's a page 7 splash. Okay, so not a cover. But you got Bagley and Hannah and Mr. Marcus owning this one. Yeah, Cyclops. You probably trash talk Cyclops, didn't you? Wait. Is this a picture of? Look at Marcus. See, we don't need. He could be on.
I didn't notice that.
Look at that. What's he got? He is bringing back. Look at that. You were like right out of an anime cartoon right there. Look at that. He got the pockets. Oh, and he wrote his own poem to go along with this. Oh, not a poem. He's going to Miley Cyrus, 1,000 Miles riff. Well, I guess that's not a bad riff. And you're talking trash about Cyclops in there. I'm not even going to read what you wrote. But great image. Congrats on this one, Marcus. Just when I think you only collect, con sketches from the 80s, you pull a piece of like this out. So no, this is awesome. Your taste in art never ceases to amaze me, Marcus. Next up, an astonishing X-Men cover. I mean, this is, for me, was more a kind of a nostalgic pick. Of course, I wasn't reading comics at this time, but when I came back to reading comics around 96 or 97, I had to catch up on all the Age of Apocalypse stuff. So I mean, as an image, I mean, this kind of like blew me away because you figure I stopped reading around 88 or 89. So, I kind of missed just these, I missed stuff from Joe Mad, but whose calf gallery is this? Oh, Bo Roberts. So Joe Mad, I didn't really know at all, right? I mean, I experienced him in comics after, he had been working for 4 or 5 years and I missed it all. And when I saw this piece too, I was, and I didn't try to read it, but I can't say as I've seen that many notes written on a cover before, I mean, as tight as that. Usually you see like light pencils and notes on there. This is all like in pen and all over it. So Joe Mad, Tim Townsend. I mean, what more?
I hadn't noticed. I had this one in the last 13 picks I had, but I didn't notice that lettering until you mentioned it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just thought it was, I mean, I guess you can't really read it too well because the scan isn't very crisp, but yeah, no, it's a great one. I mean, this is classic.
To Holocaust, and
right?
Blink in the back,
right? I mean, it's it was probably when I went back to buying comics. This is probably one of the first ones I picked up as a back issue because I was, trying to figure out what the heck the whole Age of Apocalypse was about. So fantastic pick there. Then look, Chris Snork makes it into the show even when he's not here. Carlos Dermas. I know that everybody's starting to talk about Carlos a lot. I know we've featured a few pieces by him on the show before, but if you look at this, I mean, this is a super detailed scan. But I mean, look at how amazing his art is. Even Kazra sent me a link. He was like, "You should commission this guy for something because his stuff is amazing." And I mean, it really is. I just love, he's kind of got a classic etching kind of style to his work. We've seen that before on pieces that we've featured by him. But I mean, but look at this. This Wildcats piece is just cool. And I think didn't he post like a bunch of team pieces similar to this, I think on his Instagram or some other social spot. But I mean, look at that. I just love the line work in here. I mean, it's just fantastic. I mean,
Where is he from? Is he from
Uh,
Spain, Argentina, Mexico?
I am not sure. Somebody in the chat will let us know. I mean, maybe. Well, usually Chris writes a little bit. Let's see. What did he say?
Airbrushed? I don't think so. You think it's airbrushed?
No. That's who said airbrush? Somebody's making a. That's Rick Welch giving us. Remember the airbrush comment from Chris? He's just making Chris feel a little sad again.
Just lost the painting look.
So this was a commission piece. Okay, so it wasn't pre-done. He actually asked for Wildcats, and Carlos did it. Doesn't say where Carlos is from, but yeah, I don't know. But at any rate, gorgeous piece. Love the work, and congrats to Chris Snort for picking that one up. Kazra says he thinks he's still doing these group pieces for only $160.
$160. That's a good deal.
That's insane. So so definitely you can see the name right there, Carlos Dermas. It's like it is, Dearmas. Look him up on his socials, and maybe you too. Oh, Argentina. Okay, thank you, Kazra.
Argentina. Okay.
We should try to get Carlos to OAX, Kazra. That would be pretty interesting. Anyway, very nice piece here, and congrats to anybody who picked up anything by him if he's still taking commissions. Next up, we've got Daryl R's piece here. Daryl's got a great Batman collection, as everybody knows. We've got a Mike Zeck, Ordway, Azrael cover, but let's see. I think it was a pretty big scan. I just the detail on this piece is awesome. When I look at it, maybe I don't necessarily. Well, it does look the layout and it does scream Zeck, right? But Ordway's inks add a little special something to it. Just so much detail in there. I mean, it looks like this is. I'm assuming this isn't scratched in, but however they did that. It's pretty slick. I mean, because that's like the classic way that the old timers would put in there. They take a razor blade and just kind of scratch the ink after they had laid it down. But cool
like
cover.
The scratch board art. Did you see that drop Felix did of the 1602 covers? That was scratch board. So
that's true.
Single detail is made by passing the knife through the board. It's a chalkboard.
So it was all scratchboard. I think I remember. Didn't somebody post a cover to that run to CAF? I think I almost picked it because that art drop was like a couple months back, wasn't it?
Yeah, It wasn't recent, but it was really nice. I tried to get a prelim because I couldn't afford a cover, but those drops get really crazy.
Well, he did a couple of them this week, right? Did he do two? I mean, he did the Spider.
Chris Burnham and
he did. It was that Spider-Verse or drop.
Right? He did that one today. I forgot about it. Yeah, he did that one today.
Yeah, he's been pretty busy. But you mentioned scratchboard. I will tell everybody that I'll just drag a slide over there. Let's see if I can switch images here. One of my favorite scratchboard artists is somebody you'll have never heard of, but they exhibit at IAX every year. Her name is Ruth Sanderson. Her stuff is unbelievable because these pieces, this might be 12 by 18. I mean, they're huge, and she is just amazing. I mean, I've picked up a few books by her, but her name is Ruth Sanderson. Definitely look her up because she's incredibly talented and does everything on scratchboard. I mean, actually, she does oil painting as well, but just really gifted artist. I mean, you look at stuff like this, and it's like it's timeless. It's like it could have been made 150 years ago, on a press, but it's all scratchboard art, and she's just amazing and a super nice person. And again, somebody who I bet, I mean, most people just would have never have heard of before, but you can see, I mean,
Look at that. Oh my
isn't that
God.
amazing? Yeah. She's phenomenal. She
Does
exhibits
she do commissions?
I don't know. But I mean, you can check out her website. I mean, I think, if you Google Ruth Sanderson, you can find out, but again, she's amazing. And if you ever get to go to IX, she pretty much exhibits every year there, and she's just incredibly talented. I mean, yeah, never. That's why whenever I see stuff like that, I always think of her work. I mean, look at this. I don't know how she does it because yeah. Anyway, Ruth
Writing
Sanderson.
down her name. I'm gonna look her up.
And yeah, just out of curiosity, I bet if so her website is Golden Wood Studios, The Art of Ruth Sanderson. So you can see her painted work is equally as impressive too. I mean, she's very, very talented. All right, we'll go back to my stuff here. Where was I? Oh, I was just at the Azrael. So we can move on from that one. So I picked this one. Al Plastino is not somebody we pick too often. Here's a comic strip, 1969. We saw a Miley Cyrus riff from Marcus earlier. I didn't do this intentionally, but look, it's Batman on a wrecking ball, Marcus. Did you comment on this one? If you didn't, and you didn't write a wrecking ball riff, for shame on you. But but look at that. Here, I got to go back to the thing.
Zipatone?
Yeah.
Not Batman?
It's it's actually might be Duo Shade because you can see the Duo Shade around there. So that is I think that's Duo Shade. But that looks like Zipatone there, doesn't it? No, I bet you this is all Duo Shade. Look at that. Poor Robin. He was always holding Batman back. Don't save me, Batman. Save the Howls before they drown in the whatever. Got to go look to see more Miley. That's right, more Miley. And it's Andy Wurst. Andy Wurst who posted this piece, Mr. Spider Ham himself. So great Al Plastino here. Again, it's good stripping. Again, an artist we don't talk about too often on the channel.
Al Plastino did Plastic Man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Typography is gorgeous too, Antoine. I completely agree with you on that one. Yes, no, great piece. And again, you don't see these too often either, right? I mean, because you'd think this would be a piece that somebody like Berkey or Albert or maybe Anthony might get. And I watch those guys' site all the time, so it's cool to see a piece like this come out of the woodwork. So congrats to Andy on that one. Next up, a Gary Frank, Cam Smith, Incredible Hulk page.
Oh,
again, just who doesn't like Gary Frank on anything that he's ever done? But with Smith inks on it, I mean that just adds a little something special too. But great image here. I love the panel layout with that the one diagonal on it, and then the inset one over top of it. What's not to love, right? About a great Hulk page here.
It's
Small-headed
Hulk. What else is there to say? I've been watching. This is an eBay win.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, and they've been doing really well.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping my Secret Origins page, Superman page, does as well as these
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, but it's wonderful. I think his market is blowing up because I think this was maybe 4K, 3 to 4K around.
Oh, was it? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, worth it. I mean, Hulk from this era there's a lot of guys collecting either Gary Frank or Dale Keown Hulk art, right? I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, and again, it's almost a 2/3 splash. It's very splashy, but it's great image, right? At the end of the day, it's awesome. So not surprising. Then a Gil Kane. I don't pick Gil Kane too often. I mean, we were talking about Green Lantern Corp the other day with Staten, and I saw this image, and it's like classic Kane, right? I mean, so I just was like, all right, again, not my cup of tea, but I know many of you really enjoy Gil Kane and Green Lantern stuff, and so this is a classic image. I mean, it's a beautiful piece, and let's see. The owner, this is my other pick by Joe. He had so many great Marvel pieces, and I chose to pick the probably one of the few DC pieces he posted, Gil Kane. And Gil Kane's work, of course, unmistakable. Even though you don't get a nostril shot on this, I mean, the way he draws faces and eyes, I mean, hell, even just the posture on the characters, you can tell a Gil Kane drawing, from a mile away, just by the way he draws, the figure. Has old and new Gil Kane looks. Yeah, that's very true. That's a good point. See, a novice non-DC fan like myself wouldn't have picked up on that. But yeah, and I knew you'd like this one, Nick Barucci. That's it's cool. Are you a Gil Kane fan, Tim?
Yeah, I like him. I don't have any pieces because there's a lot of faded pieces because I think he worked on
he's markers and at some point
markers. Yeah. But
it was
I
a
need
shortcut.
something from him, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever owned.
artist.
Have I owned anything? I don't. Nope. I can say I never owned a piece of art by Gil Kane. So everybody should have owned at least one once in their collecting careers.
That makes two of us.
Now here is this is in Nick Barucci's calf gallery, a Camelot 3000 piece. This is of course by
Brian Boland. Yeah.
I mean, what's not?
He had a couple pieces there.
Yeah, I mean, I picked this one because I actually love the panel layout again. I just the non-character panel just like does it for me. I love everything else about it too, of course, but I just love the fact that he's not using an outline for the panel. The cityscape fits in there, and it's just the shape of the building is just so cool in the negative space there. It's just not something you would normally see. So in Bolland, you can't go wrong with anything by him, and you get Terry Austin inks on this piece. It's gorgeous. I mean, looking at it now, I like it more than when I first saw it. And you know what?
Third panel.
Yeah.
The characters in shade, and then the background stands out.
Oh yeah. And Anthony would love to have this piece, I bet, Nick, because they're playing cards on the first couple panels. Anthony likes his card games. But yeah, no, this is gorgeous. Look at that. Great detail on here. So congrats, Nick. This is not a page that, you never talk about, Camelot 3000. So it's just cool to see this added to your collection. Well, good art when you see it.
Yeah. All those pages do good on auctions. I've been trying to get one, but the best I've done is an Invincible prelim.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Bolland stuff is getting harder and harder to come by, just because he doesn't work traditionally anymore for a long time.
I asked Joseph to get more.
Yes, you can ask. Let's see. Well, he brought some to Comic Art Live a couple weekends ago, right? I mean, but I think I know the one piece sold. The expensive Bolland piece he brought for like 16 or 17,000. That one sold. So here we go. I got an Earl Norham Sword of Conan 171 cover. I just love, Norham stuff is just, it's meant for magazine, guys magazine art, Conan, you name it. I mean, Norham's painting style is just, was just suited for that. He could be painting Conan, or he could be painting, a big game hunter in the woods or something like that. And, he would do it perfectly, exactly as you would expect to see, in those kind of periodicals or something like this. And I don't know, I've never owned anything by Norham either, but I mean, look, the lighting on this, it's gorgeous. I mean, it's really
all the colors. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like winter, but even then you can see a lot of tones.
Yeah. I mean, the more I look at it, the more I like it too. Cause it's, you think a lot about, and you could think about like Frazetta painting Conan, right? And Frazetta's colors always tend to be kind of muddy in their own way. I mean, they're gorgeous, but they're always kind of like flat and a little bit monotone, in my opinion. And then you get a piece like this. I mean, he's bringing in some purples and pinks in the clouds here. I mean, it's just making this thing a very dynamic image, and yeah, it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. And this is in Jared Simmons. Jared's been around for a while. Look, he joined November 2004. Almost 19 years on CAF for Jared. Thank you so much, Jared, for continuing to share fantastic pieces like this one.
I wonder, does he work in in a canvas or is it paper?
I always thought, I've seen pieces over at Berkey's house, and they're usually on like a heavy board, like a matte board kind of thickness. So typically, I don't know if he mentions it here. No, it doesn't mention it, but yeah, usually a board.
It's pastels,
Was it? Holy, I thought it was painted. All right, well that makes me call me the fool, man. Look at that. I thought this thing was painted. It's past. Is it really? I mean, that is hard to imagine. I mean, look at the way all that right there looks like paint to me. Huh. Well, I still don't believe it now that have I been airbrushed, everybody? Have I been airbrushed? Because this even now looks like a painting to me. I don't believe this is pastel. I just can't. I'm going to have to email Jared because I don't believe it. I mean, do you, Tim? Look at it.
Well, maybe. I'm not sure.
I mean, look at that. That's brushwork. Come on. That can't be. Look, that can't be. Yeah, airbrushes. No. No, it wasn't. I'm going to email Jared and get him to fix that. There's no way that's pastels. But I mean, it's really hard. You have to work to pick pastels, right? So that's very, it's not easy to make that mistake. But I'm still going to email him about it. Two more pieces. I had to pick the Camolo. This was the image I used on the show slide. Brian Norton. Brian Norton got this one. I mean, look at this. I mean, Camolo's done lots of different versions of this. It's he's had Cthulhu on a throne like this, and Galactus numerous times. I mean, but come on, Camolo's just a freaking genius. I just love his stuff. I mean, you can compare it to lots of different. He has a Kirby influence. He has a Mobius influence. But man, his stuff is just so crazy detailed. Look at this thing. This is just gorgeous. You get Nova in there, and you get what is that? Is that Cosmic Ghost Rider as well? I didn't even notice that. I just love the imagery on here because his stuff is great. Mr. Redjack.
Yeah. I hadn't noticed the Ghost Rider either.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I mean, it's funny. When I looked at the piece, I didn't know. I saw Nova, but I did not see Cosmic Ghost Rider. So there you go. I mean, this is a great piece. So congrats on this one, Brian. I mean, I love Camolo's stuff to death, as everybody knows. I mean, I've got my own Camolo on the wall right there.
Oh, you do?
I do. It's got Cyclops and Jean Grey on it, fighting a Sentinel that like Cthulhu has taken over. I was trying to riff on my horror, my love for horror and the X-Men all in one piece. So fine, wouldn't that be terrible? Cthulhu ish nightmare demons taking over the Sentinels. I mean, that'd be like the X-Men's worst nightmare. I think somebody should write a book about it, right? Grant Morrison could do a good job. Just give me credit for that idea. And finally, let me get my like on this one. I think this was Seamus, right? Yes, Seamus and Cher. Yes, I mean, look at that. This is Hector Truneck. And again, should I be? Oh, wait a minute. And, the Maestro. He got a photo of him with the art. I mean, just a great composition. Now, was this I believe this was a. So it was a cover to Ram God #1, a variant cover. I mean, just a slick image. I mean, he's it's a painted piece, and he's painting metal, right? I mean, that's hard by itself. So he's got this bike behind her. I assume it's a bike, and yeah, it's a bike. It got to be a bike. And then her costume is all made out of metal. It's just a gorgeous image. And did he put the published cover? I'm just kind of curious how the logo was done. All right, so they kind of bumped up the colors on there, but I love the composition on this. This is like when I see something like this, I think of classic 90s airbrushed pinup art that graced many a men's magazine back in the day. I mean, it's just slick, and I like it a lot. And again, I'm not really familiar with their artwork, so I'm gonna have to heavy metal. Yeah, there you go, a very heavy metal feel. I agree with you, Black Viper of Dorn. And Daniel Evans says, very nice Ram God illustration. It is absolutely fantastic. Is it airbrushed, Marcus? I don't know. Watercolor. There you go. Not airbrushed. So, but yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, I love it. The translucent, wind guard. It's a great piece. Right, Tim? What do you say, Tim? What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I love the colors on it. Yeah, and Mr. Red says enter it into the sketchbook this month because of the
Did this one
vehicle.
make it to your top 13?
No, I
No?
don't recall seeing it, but it's a
Oh,
really nice image.
all right. Well, I like it too. And
What publisher is it? I don't recall seeing
I
it.
missed that too. Heavy Metal.
Oh, Heavy
Whatnot
Metal.
Publishing.
It's a Whatnot. Oh, so maybe a limited edition.
Right.
Yeah, it's
That's
nice.
kind of very
nice.
interesting.
Yeah, look at that detail.
Yeah, no, it's a great piece. Well, congrats to Seamus and Sharon for that pickup. Seamus,
You can see the difference how they touch it up because the shading is darker on the published image.
yeah, they definitely bumped up the tones there
The
a bit.
darks,
But that's I don't know. It's not if you saw that and you didn't see the original, it's still a great image, with the color, but it's nice to see it that way because it's hard. I mean, painting metal, it's just difficult. This is that's a great piece. That would look good on a t-shirt. You're very right, Mr. Red Jack. All right. Well, we've done it. We've got through all the pieces here. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's a gorgeous way to end it. See, I had to pick 11. How could I leave that piece off, right? I mean, I think all of my pieces, and there was a lot of I actually left out some pieces that were pretty special too. But what are you going to do? I mean, sometimes not everything can make the cut every week.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So Tim, I thank you for doing this. I mean, you'll probably have another opportunity to do it in the future. I'd love to have you back. And if you can make it to OAX, that'd be cool. I assume you're not going to Heroes this year. Have you got any other?
I was thinking about it. I was looking for airplane tickets yesterday because I got a lot of miles, but I found a flight to get there, but not to come back.
That's a problem.
Not meant to be. I wanted to be there last year too, but I couldn't make it. But I'm thinking about OAX because my birthday is on January 30th, and
that's a perfect birthday present.
Close.
Oh yeah, no, because we're right across from Universal. I mean, here, I'll show you the map. I'll go back over.
Yeah, I saw that Universal. Yeah, so that will be one day. But I'm thinking about taking the family and maybe doing 3 or 4 days at Disney World, but that gets really expensive,
It can, but it's not like you're going to do it, every year. But here, let me show you because it's literally like 15 minutes down the road. I mean, the I-4 can get busy sometimes, but here's
then I could take advantage of the 3 extra days they're offering.
There you go.
So I'm thinking I could reserve the hotel right now, but I don't want to miss out on the VIP tickets.
I don't blame you. It's going to be a good time. But yeah, if you see here, well, I'll tell you, when we were picking locations, I wanted it to be within a triangle of the airport, Disney, and Universal. So, let's see here. We're right here. And Disney is right here. So, Epcot is right in here. So this is literally, you can see this is the 1 mile stretch. So it's literally 10 miles down the road is Disney. So you got all of the parks for Disney are right in here. And then Universal is actually set in right here. And
just in front of the hotel. Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah. No,
that will be great. 1 day at Universal, and then I want to do like 3 days at Disney before my daughter is 11 years old, and I want to take her before she doesn't want to travel with us anymore.
Well, you've never been to Universal or Disney?
In LA, I've taken them to LA,
okay.
But not Orlando.
All right.
It's much bigger in Orlando, even though Marvel is in Anaheim, right?
It's more right. That's because of the thing with Universal and the Islands of Adventure. because they've got the licensing. They can't put those characters in Disney on this side of the Mississippi. Some stupid contract, a lifetime contract, can't expire. So
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, when Universal got the rights to have the Marvel area, the Islands of Adventure area of the park, they wrote into their agreement that Marvel could never license or have the same characters in a amusement park east of the Mississippi. So Disney, and then and they did that like 25 years ago, because Islands of Adventure is 25 years old this year or next year. And so when Disney bought Marvel, they can't put any of the same character rides in their parks in Disney World. That's why you have a Guardians of the Galaxy ride there, because there's no Guardians of the Galaxy ride in Universal. So but you can't get any Spider-Man, you can't get any X-Men, and Avengers. Basically, you can't get any of that stuff in Disney World because of that. But Universal's a great park. It's got all the Harry Potter stuff there too, and the Simpsons area. So I mean, it's a lot of fun. That's what, and we are going there on Monday. Like I mentioned earlier, if you heard me talking, we should have Adam Kubert hanging out with us for a few hours in Islands of Adventure on Monday, and hopefully Bill Morrison for a few hours over in the Simpsons area. Just to get some pictures with them in front of their artwork. That I mean, it's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. Maybe we can get them on some rides too. Draw straws to see who gets to ride with Adam Kubert on the Spider-Man ride. What rock paper scissors championship to see who gets to hang out with him on that one. But
maybe it could be a perk from a VIP ticket.
There you go. Yeah, we could do a drawing to see who gets to ride with Adam Kubert on the Hulk ride roller coaster, so you can get the picture sitting next to Adam Kubert. Now that would be something to always remember, But that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create memories with OAX. I can tell you that. I think we definitely will.
It would be nice. I would have liked to go to Como, but Europe, it's more expensive for me,
I know. I haven't been able to do it. I think we've talked about it, that next year Como looks like they're going to be putting it on. They're going to have it the weekend of that I normally would have it on, have Comic Art Live. For they haven't confirmed it with me yet, but that's what they've told me. So the only solution I can come up with is moving Comic Art Live a week before Como. And if I do that, I might actually then be able to go to Como, because I can never go to Como when it's the week before or the week of my show, because there's too much prep work. But if it's the week after, I might be able to go to Como if I do that. So,
well, if anybody can talk to Steve, it's you. He's been your.
It would be fun.
You worked with him on the convention in California. What was it called?
Wait, which one? Oh, Big Wow.
Big Wow, yeah.
Yeah, the Big Wow show. Yeah, no. I mean, I've known Steve for a long time. But so we'll see. But Tim, I appreciate it. I got to wrap this thing up because we're at the 3.5 hour mark, and that's a marathon I don't want to run them on this long again. But I screwed up with the sketchbook thing, so it's my fault. But it won't happen again, I promise everybody. But Tim, thank you for doing this. You're more than welcome to come back on whenever we need another guest selector for the week. So I appreciate it. And since you can't make it to Heroes, I do hope you can make it out to OAX. That would be great to see you again.
Okay, great. Thanks, Bill, for having me.
You're welcome.
Have a good night.
Thanks. You too. All right, everybody. Antoine, he said, Bill, didn't the Kubert family sue Atari over that 80s video game? I don't know. They may have. I'm not familiar with that. But ride next to Bill and Mr. Toads. That's a prize. Yeah, the booby prize. You get to ride with me. I was trying to think of the rides where they actually take your picture in Islands of Adventure. I think the only ride they do that on is the Hulk roller coaster. They don't, because there's a Storm ride there. There's a Doctor Doom ride, the Spider-Man ride. There's some other ride there too, but none of them like take a photograph. Oh, that was a bad joke. Okay, I have no idea. Sorry, man. It's late, and I got 2 emails to put together. So I'm glad that everybody's looking forward to January. Thank you, Nick. Yeah, I'm going to call it a night. And again, thanks to Tim for doing the guest picks. Thanks to Bob Layton for letting us travel the world with him. I think, I can't tell you what the next segment from Bob will be, but it will be entertaining regardless. And if anybody does get to go to that Struzen exhibit in France, I do hope we can get some more photos from that, because I think that would be pretty cool. There was not a lot posted to the gallery locations, at least their Facebook page. They only had those 2 photos. That's the only photos they had on there from the exhibit. So if anybody can get us some stuff, that would be good. Aranga's Wild Ride. That sounds like a children's book, Marcus. Anyway, I'm calling it a night. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with me for all this time. Thanks to James and everybody with the sketchbook show earlier today, too. It was a good show, even if Jason stole 2 of my picks. I won't let him forget that. But thank you, Jeff. You did well, even though we didn't win at the end of the day. We played that game well. So yeah, we all want to hear a drunken Batman Berkey make it. That would be good. All right, everybody, have a wonderful night. And as you know, I'm doing the unboxing tomorrow with Jiggy's artwork. I've got it right here. There should be, I think, 55, maybe 57 pieces of art in here. So we've got a lot of art to unbox tomorrow. Some of Jiggy's artists will be hanging out with me when we do that. It's at 9 o'clock. Mark Hay will join me at 10 o'clock. We'll see about 24, 25 pieces that his artist did. Most of his artists are in South America. So essentially, he didn't get his artwork until this week. Mine just arrived from Jiggy today. All of that stuff will get packed up and mailed out on Monday, but we'll see that tomorrow night. And then on Saturday, 2 o'clock, Kevin Nolan interview and art sale. Have a wonderful evening, and see you again.